We are live. It is the 2022 NHL Draft. Welcome, everybody. Let me get rid of all these things. Nope. Hey, everybody. I'm Rick.
Matt, it's
And
draft day.
welcome to Talkin' Habs Draft Day live stream, where you get your daily fix of Blue, Blanc, Rouge. There you go. I said it all. It's finally draft day. Draft is here. We are, a half hour till the broadcast. And of course, my dog's going to bark. At Talking Habs, you got to live with the dog barks. So we're about halfway from the broadcast. I don't know exactly from when they're actually going to get to the first pick. So if they get really long-winded, we could have a good 15 or 20 minutes after it starts till we actually get to a pick. It's not a quick process with 32 picks. So the first round is probably going to be a few hours. We're going to stay as long as we are able to. And by that, I mean as long as, I want to see, I'd like to get both Montreal picks in the first round in. They might move it up. They might trade it away. I don't know the second pick, but I'm going to try to go that far anyway. We'll see. We're definitely going to get the first pick in because it's the first pick. So, so looking forward to that. The controversy today has not lightened on who that pick's going to be, whether it's going to be Slafkovsky or it's going to be Wright. For me, it's Wright. I have a sinking suspicion, and it's kind of built all day, and it's that they're going to go with Slafkovsky. I'm not going to boo the kid. I'm not going to badmouth the kid or anything. I think he'll be a good hockey player and all that. My pick is Wright. So, I don't know which way to lean. I don't know. Matt kind of feels the same way. I don't know. It's just, you get this close to it and you think it would be settled, and it's not. It's kind of like Roe versus Wade. It's not settled law, and they're going to overturn the right into Slafkovsky. Is that a bad analogy? My silent partner over there. So
Harry wants to get in on this, so I'm sending him a link.
Oh yeah, I forgot to go to the comments. I'm doing my monologue. So it's just that it's like we're right up to showtime, and for me, I can't really tell you who it's going to be. I have no inkling at all who they are going to pick, but I think they are going to pick Shane Wright. And then my gut says to me, Rick, hey, Rick, hello. Oh, it's empty, he said. It's a no. I think I just have this feeling it's going to be Slafkovsky, so I don't know. Matt, what do you think, Matt?
Well, I agree. I mean, look, I want Wright. I think it'd be the smarter pick, but man, I don't know. I mean, they could surprise us and take Slafkovsky. I don't know. I think it's between those two.
Oh, it's definitely between those two. I'm sure.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's just at least the waiting's almost over. All right, let's see who's here. BO. Yes, the 7th pick was traded. Ottawa traded their 7th pick to Chicago. My kind of town. Don't ask me what's wrong with me tonight. I have no idea. And they get DeBrincat. Alex DeBrincat is now an Ottawa Senator. So interestingly, we will see a lot of DeBrincat. So Caulfield and DeBrincat. I think that's the interesting thing. Two shorties, and and he traded other things and all that. So that's 7th pick is gone. We won't be hearing about that happening during the draft. And is there another pick for them to get that high? I don't think so. I think that was their one shot, really. Turns out Philadelphia not interested in trading. Is New Jersey? I think, if New Jersey goes and trades away that pick, they know Montreal's picking Slafkovsky. So that's something.
And I think that would have been, honestly, if it had come out that New Jersey did trade that pick for DeBrincat, then I think that would have been the telltale sign. Like, all right, it's Slav, because the Devils want Slafkovsky.
The Devils want Slafkovsky, yes. So, these are things. It hasn't happened yet, so I don't know. Do I think Montreal will trade their first pick to New Jersey to get, and would I make a deal like that? No, I don't really think so. I don't think so. That might have happened already by now. But we're going to see. I'm kind of surprised the DeBrincat trade was announced before the draft. Would have thought that would have been announced at the draft. So I'm a little surprised there. I think it's up you, Gary Bettman from Chicago and from Ottawa, because I'm sure Gary Bettman would want that announcement to be made at the draft. So I like it that it's a... Okay, Ray, yes. Everybody knows that you saw something outside. Yes, thank you. So there, yeah. So anyways, let's see what everyone's saying again. I don't know where I am. Hope the Habs get right tonight. Do I think the Habs trade Petrie tonight? I have no idea. Do I think the Habs hold on to Anderson? I hope so. Hey, Harry, how you doing? Hey, old man. Gabriel, if we don't get right, I'm a be pissed. No, I'm a not be pissed. First of all, Slafkovsky's going to be a good hockey player. There's no doubt. But pissed at what? I mean, not our decision, and it's nothing to be that, I don't know, to have that kind of an emotion over. No, I'm not going to do that. I might be disappointed. That would be a thing. Any chance I could get a link for the stream, me, please? Yep. Yep, you could. Yes, I could do that. The stream's on now, aren't we? So I have to do that here now.
Wait, who? For who?
For Mr. Can you do it? To Harry.
I sent Harry. My buddy Cam wants to come in too. If that's okay.
Then get him on. Get him on before it all starts, and we got to concentrate on what's going on there. So let's get them people in. Can you send one to Harry?
I already took care of him.
You are. Oh, I'm behind the times. So where's Harry? I don't see Harry anywhere. You took care of my man Harry, and Harry's not here yet. So I don't know. Harry says there was a picture on Twitter, apparently, of the one who does the draft day jerseys with the letters for Wright mixed around in the Habs font. Yeah, but what do you call that? They do whatever the hell they do online with it, Yeah, I don't know. We'll see what it is when it happens. I'm not going to believe that kind of stuff. Easy to... the words won't come out. BL, Wright will be the pick. I believe so. Am I going to cover all of tonight's draft? Depends how long it takes, but planning to. Larry, that's the whole point of this live stream. Yes. See where everybody goes. Hope they make. One thing I hope after tonight, we can get rid of this pun every time someone says right. I'm kind of hoping that we don't have to say that anymore. Devin, hey Devin. Going well. Here we go. A little bit on the early side. I don't know. I touched my mouse and it jumped forward. Pierre Maguire is on. That's kind of my Maguire. Matt just left. Maybe they do nothing. What do you mean by do nothing? They're drafting somebody. Hey, Stan the man. Hey, Randy N. Well, let's hope it's a good end to the draft party, too. Hey, Rems. I fear Montreal picks Slav to make a New Jersey trade for second overall. No, I don't think they're going to pick. If they want Slav, they'll pick him. I don't think they'll pick him to make a trade, but if you see New Jersey trading away their number 2 pick, then they know Montreal's picking Slav. So far, hasn't happened. Somebody would have said something. Hey, Grimes. Anticipation's almost over. There is the man. Hang on. Harry's going to be here in a minute. Harry, give me a thumbs up when you are ready. Thumbs up. Okay, remember, Harry might have, I think he's got a slight delay. Not too bad today. Hey, Harry. Whoa. Oh, we got an issue with your sound. Oh, there, that went away.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, no, it's better. It was just all choppy. It was.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, that's probably nothing you could do. It's better now, though.
All right, thank you. How's it? Good. How are you?
I am. I'm doing good. Finally the day's here. The draft is here. We're gonna find out. We can put all the talk to rest after this because, I'm tired of talking about it. I just want it to happen already.
Yeah, me too. I've been waiting for this since the draft lottery. I've had many a sleepless night, so I'm just happy to finally have it almost over with.
I have this feeling. It's actually kind of okay. Let me start by saying this. Yesterday they said Kent Hughes said they were they had a meeting with Slafkovsky this morning scheduled. He said it was mostly to dot the I's, cross the T's kind of thing. And it kind of bugged me all night about, right? But then I heard a couple of hours ago that Slafkovsky said the way they reported admitted that it was just a meeting that was scheduled a few days ago that they couldn't do. So they were just doing that today because this was the only time. So to me, it said, "Oh, wait a second, that doesn't sound too ominous." So I'm relaxing a little bit on the feeling I've had all day that Montreal's taking Slafkovsky.
Yeah. I don't think we are Slafkovsky just because, like I mentioned earlier in the chat, and I think you guys read it out. There's that picture that was posted on Twitter with the letters for Wright that were rearranged and they were in the Habs font. I feel like we almost kind of have to go with Shane Wright. He's the consensus number 1. I don't see how we go Slafkovsky or even Cooley. Apparently Cooley's been out there. I think the choice is pretty obvious. It's got to be Shane Wright.
Yeah, I think Cooley's out of the running for first. As far as saying consensus number 1, you can't say that when Bob McKenzie has Slafkovsky listed number 1. So he's not consensus, but you know what? I mean, he's been gaining steam over this last week. It's crazy. So I don't know. I got this bad feeling. It's not as bad as it was once I heard this news, but yeah, I just hope they do the, no pun intended, the right thing, make the right pick, take the right guy, and pick Shane Wright. Because I think that's overall the best. He's the best pick. Will he be the flashiest? Will he make the biggest plays? Maybe not, but he'll be the most consistent, and he's more likely to hit his high mark than Slafkovsky is, the ceiling. So I'd go with him.
Yeah. I mean, the consensus number 1 for most of the year, I should say, until
for most.
Weirdly enough, like two weeks before the draft or whatever, McKenzie, whenever he ranked him number 1,
he surprised me because I was saying to everybody, no, he's gonna have Wright. Nope. So,
that surprised me too. And like you said, is he gonna be the flashiest? No. Is he probably gonna be the best player out of this draft? In my opinion, yes. I think Shane Wright and Montreal, to me, sounds like a combination like peanut butter and jelly. It's going to be the perfect fit, and I think Shane Wright would play his best in Montreal. He wants to come to Montreal.
He does, yeah. Well, he wants to
I don't see, and plus every time we've gone off the board when we've had a high pick with Galchenyuk, with Kotkaniemi, whenever we've tried to reach for a need, it's not worked out. This is the time when you have a consensus pick. You got to take it. You got to go with the right guy.
Well, it's my front door. I got to answer this. Hang on. This is weird. Okay, hang on, everybody. I don't know who's at my front door. Hello. Delivery? Okay, hang on a sec. It's a delivery at the wrong time. Perfect timing when you're on for a live show. I got to call my son and let him know that he's got to go get his delivery because it must be his. Just sorry. Sorry.
No worries. While you're doing that, by the way, hello everybody in the chat. I've been reading your comments. Thank you guys for the support.
Yeah, talk it up there. Harry, talk.
All right. Hey, Hockey Junkie, Randy, I've seen your comments. Hello, Ronald. Yeah, Randy, Knuckles Nyland being named one of the new ambassadors. That was pretty cool to see. It's funny when I first saw the post, I recognized like that's
Zach,
Nyland.
you order something? Yeah. It's here, the door.
Oh man, I'm going package. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Next River player, Columbus, and they would have taken him. Tampa told McDonough to trade him. Oh yeah, babe. I saw that.
Okay, where are we? There,
Welcome back. And yeah, Randy, no, it's not been snowing, but my jerseys are all on the wash, so I just did what any sensible Canadian would do and wear something for the Habs.
I don't know where are we in the comments? Whose comment were you talking about? I'm trying to find.
I was talking about Randy. You're probably a little way, but he was saying how he didn't know it was snowing in my neck of the woods.
Oh, is it? It's not snowing.
No.
The other kind?
My jerseys and whatever. Yeah.
Oh, I should say the other kind of snowing. I don't know. Matt's just texted. What's with Matt? He's eating. Matt will be back. He better be back because I'm also going to find out what's going on. He's got the feed. All right, so as you can see,
I got the draft right here. I could be the temporary replacement for Matt.
Well, there you go. Anyway, it hasn't started yet, so no worry. But yeah, you can stick around as long as you want. Don't worry about that. I don't know where I don't know where to start here, so I'm trying to kick in somewhere. What time is first pick, Randy? Who knows? I couldn't tell you.
Might be 7:05, might be 7:45, it might be 9 o'clock. Who knows?
Oh, no, it won't be that late, but I mean, between 7 and 7:30, I would think.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
I mean, it's in Montreal, so they might ham it up a little, but I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, Matt Greer, thank you. Do we draft a goalie with our buttload of picks? If we do, not early. First goalie, I think I saw in the rankings was like 82nd. So I mean, there's no big goalies out there to go grab. Peoples. I'm kind of doing. All right. Anyone hear why McDonough went to Nashville even though he had no trade clause? Didn't know he had no trade clause. I know Tampa just needed to move money. That's obviously what they did that for. I'm trying to find something. Didn't know it was snowing. Oh, there I see it, Aaron. Didn't know it was snowing.
Yeah,
the hat. I see the hat. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It takes me a few hours to get things. So, how much y'all makes a trade with Philadelphia and choose Cutter? I don't see that happening now but it might happen still the draft. But I like this Cutter Gauthier. I have a good feeling about him. I don't know much about him, but I got this gut feeling about him. And yeah. Hey, Junkie, how's it going? I'm having a great summer's kind of sort of starting. I'm having a good summer so far. I can't find a stream for the draft, so I'm gonna listen to your play-by-play. No worries, man. Last time I was here, the Habs won the lottery pick. Now I want right. Awesome. There's our good luck there. No, seriously. I don't know. I just have this weird feeling. I got this weird feeling. Shane Wright walking into the draft, signing Habs jerseys could be a tip-off. He was signing them for the fans, though, wasn't it? So I don't know if that's a tip-off at all.
I'll be right back in a second. I'm going to switch my earbuds because that might help out with how the mic is sounding. So I'll be...
No problem. Just abandon me.
Back.
No, just abandon me. Don't worry. No worries. Just come back when you're ready.
I'll be gone for like 10 seconds. Not even my
no worries. No worries. I just bug you. Wright has been the consensus number one pick for the last 2 years. It would be foolish to pass on him. Well, listen, if it was a legitimate reason to pass on him, okay, I just don't see there is. But I think these two players are closer matched than I think we as just the fans see it. So I think if you're looking at it from either a scout point of view or the management's point of view, I think these two guys are closer than we realize as far as how they're ranked and rated by the experts. And that's what I got that's why I did the video I did today. In the end, though, I mean, to me, it's still Shane Wright is the pick. I don't see, like, I wouldn't pick Slafkovsky at number one. Would I pick Slafkovsky somewhere? Yes, I would. I like Slafkovsky. It's not a knock on him, but not at number one. That's my thing. Now, in 4 or 5 years, we might find out that there's a lot of noise in the background there.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. It's on me. I should have just had you out there. Anyway, in 4 or 5 years, we'll really know what the scoop is. But for right now, going in, yeah, it's Shane Wright. Let me see now. Many scouts have Slav at number one. I don't know that I'd say many, James. I don't know that I'd say many. Grant McCagg, yes. I saw him post a couple things on Twitter that I know were made up, that I know were lies and made up, saying that scouts said this. And so I take it with a grain of salt. Cam says Slafkovsky is fake news. No, I wouldn't say that. He's not fake news. I don't think he's the number one pick. That's what I'm saying. It's different than saying he's fake news. So. I touched my mouse and it just scrolls down to the bottom. Hey, there's Pete. Hey, Pete. Peter. There's something off with Wright as a teammate. I'd like to see Slafkovsky go one, as he is a much more grounded, mature man. Either way, we will get better at the end of the day. Now, and it's not to say you're wrong, because I don't know. But I don't know how you know that, or I would know that that's not the case. We don't really have that inside scoop. I haven't really heard any knocks. The only knock I heard about Wright, character-wise, is some people saying that it's a little bit not very humble.
He's too nice.
Saying that no, he's not very humble, saying he thinks he deserves to be the number one pick. That's about all. I haven't heard anything bad about his character or anything like that at all, other than that one comment, which came, I saw it today or yesterday. No, I don't know how you would know that, and I don't know how I would know the opposite necessarily, because we don't know them. But I don't know. But good to see you out in the chat there, Pete. Wearing my Gold Caulfield t-shirt, and would be sick to see him or Suzuki go up on stage and make the pick. Yeah, I'm hoping it's Suzuki. I'm hoping I get that of my hot takes right, and it's Suzuki. And they announce him as the new captain of the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah.
Lucas says probably about 10 to 15 minutes after the start, they'll get to the first pick. That's about right.
Yeah.
That's about right. No pun intended, though. And I said that's about right. There's no pun intended.
Well, once Pierre Maguire's done once he's done flapping his gums, then they'll probably get to the pick.
Pierre Maguire, I'm going to eat a foot-long hot dog, and then we're going to get the hot dog. That's what everyone wants to think. I like Pierre Maguire, so.
Yeah, he's funny. I like him. Mr. Carey Price is not the guy from Montreal.
No, listen, he doesn't get everything right. Who does? But no pun intended. No pun intended. I said the word right. But I've been listening to Maguire since the mid-60s. Jesus. Mid-90s when he started on the radio doing color for the games, for the Habs games. So I was listening to him before he got on TV and everything. And I like the guy. I know he can be awkward socially and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see the Habs trading some picks to advance higher in the other rounds, since they have about 13, 14 picks at this draft? Yeah. I don't see them making 14 picks. Let's put it that way.
Would it be awesome? Yes, but they're going to use some of those advance, I think. I mean, hell, they've been talking.
They have to.
They've been talking with a lot of teams apparently the last couple of days. Apparently, there was talks. They were interested in New Jersey, Chicago, and another pick in the top 15. They were apparently interested in those. The Islanders.
The Islanders, yeah. I know that there's a quote out there from Kent Hughes saying that the way going into the draft, how the order looks and is not how it's going to look when they're done. In other words, there's going to be movement in there.
Yeah.
That's what he believes. So we'll see what happens. You know, I don't expect Montreal would make a move and then announce it before. First of all, not because Gary Bettman doesn't like it, but they're going to want as much bang out of this marketing and all that as they can get. And them announcing anything pre-draft is not going to, it won't work. So, yeah, we're going to find out really soon. We're only like 5 minutes away from the start of the show there. And potentially about 20 minutes away from the first pick. So we're about 20 minutes away from finding out after how many months. How long has it been since we found out they got the first overall?
About 2, maybe 2.5. Was it maybe only a month and a half?
About a month and a half,
yeah.
I would say, yeah. So it's a really long wait, and it's about to be over. And hopefully none of us will be crying in our drinks or whatever that they didn't take who we wanted.
I mean, for me, I think anyone other than Shane Wright would be a really damn awful birthday gift from the Canadiens to me.
Is it your birthday today?
Tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday in advance to Harry Rice.
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Wow. How old are you going to be? Like 40? What?
20.
Awesome, man. You could almost go out drinking. Almost go out drinking.
I mean, I technically can already.
No, but you can almost legally go out drinking. How's that?
Thank you, Cameron. I appreciate it. Thank you.
No. I don't know where I am. Hey, I got to find a comment that I like. How's that? I don't like anything.
I think Randy's comment. Yeah, Randy's comment.
Yeah, no, I know.
Dancing in the draft.
I got to find one I like now.
I have returned.
Got to find one I like because there's none here I like. Let's see how Gordon era defines their start. You know what? If they pick Slafkovsky, it doesn't mean that it's defined in a bad way because we don't know the future. So I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's fair to say that if they don't pick the guy you want, that it defines them in a bad way because it might be the opposite. Athletic was the only one that had Slav at first. No, Bob McKenzie had him at first.
Ooh, Jesus.
There were probably 3. Corey Pronman had Slav at first. So there were a few. They're wrong.
Oh, yeah.
But there were a few. Gabriel took a shower before the draft today. Everybody, Gabriel took a shower. Too much information, but hey.
No, you could do with this comment. Every time he took a shower during the playoffs, we ended up winning, which was legitimate.
Okay.
We are mere moments away from the draft.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing's going to happen.
I know. What's up, Harry? Happy birthday, bro.
Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
Got you, homie.
Happy birthday, Harold. It's not Harold, though. Harry is not short for Harold.
I mean, people often call me Harold. At this point, I've been like, yeah, call me Harold if you want. I don't mind.
No, but it's not short for that. It's probably just Harry, right?
Yeah, Harry.
Everyone thinks because you're named Harry that it's short for something, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, no, yeah.
AC Mac.
We have a signing to announce.
Oh.
Marc-Andre Fleury has re-signed with the Minnesota Wild 2 years at $3.5 per year.
That's pretty good.
Not a surprise at all. Yeah.
I was expecting him to go to free agency. I was expecting Toronto to make a play for him, honestly.
For Toronto.
Yeah, I was expecting Toronto to make a play for Fleury, honestly.
Why? Why would Toronto make a play for an actual good goalie?
Uh,
I don't think they're allowed.
That's a good
No,
point.
I don't think they're allowed. No, seriously, I don't think they're allowed to do that. I think it's written in the rules in the NHL. They're not allowed signing a good
It's true.
goalie.
I forgot about that rule. Thank you, Rick. I forgot about that one.
Yes, you gotta know the rules, man.
Yeah.
Happy Nation says happy birthday, man. He's not sure to who, just happy birthday. No, just joking.
Thank you, Happy Nation. Thank you. And thank you, Hockey Junkie, too. That's all you.
Matt should be mere moments from resending the link. Matt, resend the link to your buddy there.
I'm on it. You know what's kind of funny? If we do draft right, we basically have Jonathan Drouin 1 and 2. Like, have you seen the two of them next to each other? Can't tell them apart.
Yes, Shane Wright and Jonathan Drouin. Shane Wright looks like Jonathan Drouin's younger brother.
I really hope they get to play together because that would be amazing.
I hope that they don't take the second half of the season off together, go on vacation down to Mexico. I hope that's what it's not, that it doesn't turn out to be. Just joking. No movement and no trade clauses are two different things. Yes, very different. But they can go together in that you can have a no movement clause with a modified no trade clause.
Yeah, we're gonna look at him now. We're gonna look at Wright already, and some pretty boy. I don't know who that is.
Somebody's got the sound up too loud.
Oh.
Can't have it up that loud. Sorry.
Yeah, that would probably be me. Sorry.
No.
Right.
No. But when the
better now?
I just want to say, you got to send me an email. Send me your address because when the fine comes, I'm sending you the bill. Just joking. Showers are good luck. Showers are That's what I used to tell my parents. Yeah, I'm here for the good luck. I know it's been a half hour, but it's good luck. David's here for the draft and trades. I mean, there might not be any trades. There's not often that there's like a ton of trades for movement, especially in the first round. Hey, Gabriel, have fun in the shower. Oh, no, you took the shower already. Family who's from David? You're from Texas? All right.
Cam, it says your email is invalid. That's why you didn't get it.
Matt, yeah, after this tonight, I know I got a couple of days where I'm like really swamped with family stuff to do. So, when does free agency start? On the 13th? So we'll see. I mean, I just don't know what exactly I'm going to be doing. So I don't know. I don't know tomorrow. What day is tomorrow? I don't even know.
Friday.
Hey, Matt's gone. Where's Matt? Matt's not gone.
I'm right here. What's up, BL?
Where you been?
On?
BL, you just like appeared out of nowhere. Where you been? All right, so we're done. We're done. So, anything happening? What's happening on the screen there? Because now I got through all the comments. Yay!
Pierre McGuire is talking.
Oh, we could be here for a while, boys.
James Hetfield was just talking as well.
James who? Hetero?
James Hetfield, the lead singer of Metallica. There's a dude that looks a lot like him.
Oh, okay. Let's go. Okay, that's an odd choice for the draft.
I mean, I would be fine with it. I'd be fine with it.
Now for the Montreal Canadiens. I don't know. I can't imitate him. We go for a bag of pucks. There's no cap space. Plus, we got a tank again for Bedard.
Keep mine injured. We can make trades.
Huh? Who? What? Huh? Listen.
Cam, you should have it now.
You got to take what you can. Like, listen, they got the first pick. You got to take what you can now. You don't know about Bedard. Bedard could be a pipe dream. So take the best player now. Like, I don't know why you said that anyway. Isn't Bedard another center? Yes,
I did
he
not
is.
forget the .com. I think I just misspelled
Hey, Kenny
the last
B.
name.
I think he said, it looks like he said you forgot the corn, and I got to wonder what you two guys are up to. But you didn't say, he said calm. Yes. I don't know.
All right, the Flyers are going to draft 5th overall, it seems. That's what Jeff Merrick's reporting right now. And the Islanders pick is in play. They are looking to move.
Yeah. I think the Flyers saw my video and said no.
Oh,
He's not doing what he wanted.
I don't think this guy wants the best intentions for us.
Get this show. The show's on the road, babe. I've been watching this. We've been on for a
Yeah?
half hour now. What's going on? Fleury, 2 years, $7 million. Yeah. How old is he?
Yeah.
37 now? He's going to be 39, I
think-
guess, at the end. I think I saw something
Yeah.
today. He was 37.
You see the term that Letang got?
Contract. Yeah. Signed until he's 41, a 6-year contract for him.
Remember, I said they said he was looking for 7 years, $7 million. That's not far off. He must have been looking for that.
I heard he was looking for $5 million.
That money, that 6.1, excuse me,
that's like $3 million
that's
too
not
much.
Well, yeah, but I mean it's a tank, so the money doesn't really concern me, but I don't like that term at all. Cut that term in half.
Yeah, well,
6.1 over 3 years, and I think that's fine. I think 6 years is too long, and Malkin wants the same thing.
Yeah,
So.
I don't know how they're going to do it. They must. Let me put it this way: I would think that they would sign Malkin first. So if they sign Letang now, they must have the money to do Malkin too.
Yeah.
I would imagine. That's a good deal.
More
for Fleury.
talking.
Right, the / sitting front and center. Yeah, they have all the guys. I think they're how they're in the rankings. So they have them all listed, not listed, sitting on one side of the on each side of the aisle, all the way up. So if they get picked, they can come down. They're all in one spot.
I wish they did that for Atu for 2020 when Ratu was originally projected first and he fell all the way to like 27th. He's just sitting front and center for like the entire first round.
I heard you say Nosferatu, and I'm going, well, that must have been a long time ago. I don't know. That would have been one hell of a draft. Nosferatu for the Red Wings, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
So welcome, green circle with the letter C. That's today's letter, by the way. Today's live stream, I can't do it, is brought to you by the letter C with a green circle behind it.
As in Canadiens.
Oh no, he came
The
to
great
life.
Gambino.
Hey Cameron, how's it going, man?
I'm gonna mute
Good.
because the pick is up.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. The pick is up. Is they're up for
I don't know. It's not the pick, but Bettman's talking.
Oh, that could
Yep.
be.
I'm watching right
That
now.
could take like a long time, man. That could take a long time.
Harry, let me announce the pick, please.
More empty seats than I thought there would be. Really? I what's it look like? Anybody get a picture from me to see? No? Maybe a lot of people are afraid of COVID because just announced today that we're in a 7th wave here in Quebec.
They're doing a little tribute for Lafleur and Mike Bossy.
Not surprised about that.
Yeah, Matt, you got it right the first time. It was just in my spam mail.
Okay.
All right, I didn't know. Cameron is Barry White. Barry White. Over.
I only have two shades, Rick, either red or white.
No, Barry White. Hey baby. You know that deep voice? You got that deep. It's just a joke, but you got to be like 60 years old to get it. So
I want to say it's Bettman speaking, and then I think it's one of Lafleur's sons, and then Mike Bossy's wife. That are next to him on either side.
So they're there for another 10 minutes or so.
That's classy. They're paying respects to Brian Marchment.
Oh yeah, Marchment
Right.
too.
Did anybody know what he died from? Anybody out there know what? Couldn't find out why he died.
My guess would be like some sort of just sudden heart attack. That'd be my only guess.
Yeah,
there was
they
another
didn't say
Sharks
that.
player that passed away this week, wasn't there?
Uh,
There was a former Sharks player that passed away this week, wasn't there?
Yeah, Marchman.
Brian Marchment. It's okay, Cam. We'll wait for you. You catch up, and we'll stand here and wait for you to catch up. Okay, I'm in a crazy mood today. You might not have noticed, but I'm in a crazy mood today. So I don't know what it's going to be like. Bettman was on the missing list with COVID. He didn't stay out long enough. I wish he went missing like where they couldn't find him. That would be really nice. When did booing Bettman become normal? Ever since the first time he stepped on stage to announce anything for the NHL, it became normal right after that. I think that's true. I think he said he likes it. He likes the booing.
I don't know any sport where the commissioner isn't booed.
I don't know, but he's been booed ever since I remember. No one's liked him. But like I said, he likes it. I forget the reason why. I think it's because it helps. I think it makes the dirt in the coffin colder, so he likes that. Okay, you got to take that one off the list. That one didn't go over. Nope. Moment of silence for Marchment. Or is that what they're doing? Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Well, they just had it. Bettman still speaking.
Are they, Norty, do you know if New Jersey's still willing to trade that second pick? Do you think that's going to happen before? I mean, it looks like they're going to take it.
Well, I said if they trade their second pick before, then you know
draft,
Montreal's taking Slafkovsky.
That would solidify that Slavs coming to the Canadiens, but they didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Martin Lafleur speaking right now.
Larry, I asked that question, and we don't have an answer to that yet. I think it just happened. I don't know if they know exactly, or they haven't released that information. I tried to find out today. I couldn't. Harry looks like he might have fallen asleep there. Was that a picture of you, or were you like falling asleep there? Because it was weird. It looked like he came from the Yukon. He just came from whale hunting. All right. So, welcome to the live stream for the very excited. Yeah, we're in a 5-minute timeout right now. So all the children are being very quiet. Someone is screaming in the background.
Everyone's just anxiously awaiting for
I think so.
To get picked first.
C-Mac, I think the Cooley you can eliminate from that.
There goes Harry.
Oh, we lost Harry. I think Cooley's out of the running here at this point. I don't think he's going third. He's not going.
Oh, it's Mike Bossy's daughter.
He dropped.
Anya Bossy.
He dropped out of the running for the first overall pick. I think Cooley has. Yeah,
they have him now going 4th or 5th.
Has he dropped that low in their thinking? Yeah, I guess so. It could. I think that has more to do with that he's going to college, and he's gone for 3 years, maybe 4, before before he's going to hit your ice at all. I think that might have something to do with it.
Most American players will decide that, but they end up signing after a year. I mean, they'll still do their justice, but
yeah. But what if for Montreal, if Cooley as an American might not want to come to Quebec with all the bullshit going on here with language, so he could spend 4 years in college and say, yeah, guess what? I'm now a free agent again. So
he'd be an RFA.
No, he can become a UFA, I believe, if he doesn't sign after a certain time with Montreal. If they drafted him.
Depends.
Well, because that's what they were worried about with Jordan Harris. He was going to do that. You only have a certain amount of time to sign your draft picks. If you don't sign them within that time, they go back into the draft, or they can It's either they go back in the draft or they can become they're like free agents.
Yeah,
Not restricted. No, look it up. You see, I'm not making that
No,
up.
I just don't think Cooley would be picked first overall anyway. Even if
Yeah, I don't
like
think
right
so.
now, with that statement, you're right. I think going to college.
Although people will tell you, experts will tell you, Cooley might have the highest ceiling if he hits it. As far as talent level, he's got a hell of a toolkit. But you got to look at where he was playing, and he was able to do a lot of stuff that he probably wouldn't have gotten away with in other leagues because of the team he was playing with and the opponents that he had. Anyway, I talk about it in my video today.
Yeah, did you see him in the World Juniors? He was.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, him.
I'm not taking away from his talent at all. It's not to say that.
No, but
no, I think Cooley may have the highest ceiling if he hits it with that talent level. He may have the highest ceiling, and in 4 or 5 years, we may say Cooley was the guy to pick. It's a possibility.
Who's picking fourth? Because I mean, if he goes down to 4 or 5,
Seattle. I think that's where I have seen him there. Actually, you're right. I've seen him on a list where they have him at Seattle.
Then I think at the current state with Ron Hextall as that coach, he's good. They don't have what it's going to take to develop him. I think he would need to go to a team like the Flyers or whoever's picking third. But
Arizona is picking third.
No, maybe not Arizona.
Marty St. Louis introduced. He's getting a standing ovation.
Awesome. Tell me Nick Suzuki's coming up. Tell me Nick Suzuki. They're about to name him captain. At least one of my hot takes would come true that way. That'd be nice. By the way, I do have my mock draft list here with me. Let's see how many I hit. Just remember something. It was in my tagline. Unknowledgeable. That's me.
Rick, did you see that Alex DeBrincat was moved to Ottawa this evening?
Actually, in the long run, I was hoping Montreal would make that deal with Ottawa and get that 7 pick and pick up Cutter Gauthier. They're not going to get Slafkovsky, which I don't think they're going to get both these guys. I think Gauthier is probably the next best player to put in that position if you can grab him. He's maybe not ready as quickly as Slafkovsky, but, in 2 years, maybe 3 years, he might be that guy for you.
I don't think you guys have the talent pool to offer Ottawa what, Alex DeBrincat can obviously bring. I think he's a younger talent. I think he's already shown it with, I think he scored 40 goals. I don't think a package like, that 29th pick.
I dare say you're right, because we couldn't offer anybody at that age group. That's for sure. Unless, if you wanted to send Josh Anderson over there with somebody else, not just Anderson himself. But I think you're right. I don't think we could have offered them a DeBrincat. So.
And I think that's what they're looking for. I mean, they need a goalie too. I mean, they
said that. Yeah. No, they said they want a roster player that's going to make an impact. That's what they said. They'll move the 7th pick for an impactful roster forward, a top 6 guy, and that's what they got.
I mean, they also need to get Stitzel going too. I mean, that guy's very talented, but he's got no one on his wings.
Stop diving. God's tell him you're not at the pool. You're not swimming. This is hockey, and play hockey. You're talking about Stutzel, right? Stutzel? He just dives. I'm losing my respect for that guy really quick.
Yeah, I've seen him in the World Juniors where they had this compilation. It was on YouTube, and it was him just taking dives, and it was really embarrassing. It really is embarrassing
because it's not like they're even close calls. They're clear dives. The guy doesn't even get touched, and he's all over the place. Like, is he playing soccer? Or is he playing hockey? Because in soccer, they do that shit. You walk past the guy, you look at him, he falls down. That's soccer. Was
this his first or second year? I think it was his second.
I think it's his second, yeah.
And, he'll eventually learn real quick when he gets called for embellishment that's not going to fly. So
his teammates should be telling him, hey, we don't really like that. Don't expect us to come fight your battles when you do that shit.
Yeah.
They did that here with Claude Lemieux. Claude Lemieux was like that when he was here, and that's why they traded him away. The players were tired of it. They didn't want to have to fight for him when he's being an idiot and he wouldn't fight for himself.
Yeah, that's the problem with some of those younger players too.
No. Yep. I don't know where I am on these questions, so I didn't see the tribute, but I imagine it's good. I'll see it on YouTube eventually.
I wish Gary Bettman would shut the hell up so we could get to draft.
Batman's still talking. I told you, Batman's gonna talk a lot.
St. Louis talked for a couple of minutes. It's back to Bettman.
Why aren't they giving English subtitles while he speaks French? Good question, actually. Hey, Hocko. Been waiting for this moment since no, not November. It's about a month and a half or so that we won the pick. So, yeah, I think we're all a little on edge a bit. Yeah, it should be. We're at 20 after 7, so we should be really getting close to it. I don't know. Gary Bettman going to start telling us about his grandkids and showing us pictures soon, or what?
Rick, you could be right. Nick Suzuki is at the Canadiens draft table.
And somebody was telling me they're not naming him captain because he's not even here. He's not. It's not. I said no.
They just showed a shot of the Habs draft table.
I know he's here.
I saw Nick Suzuki there.
No, he's here all summer. He's going to be here almost all summer, doing stuff around. So I knew he was here.
Side note: Romanov is too, so we don't have to worry about him getting.
And Romanov, I think Romanov's going to get an A. That's one of my hot takes. Romanov gets an A. Let's see. Let's see if Rick is smart at all. I really want them to name Suzuki tonight. We're on the clock. Lucas wrote, we're on the clock.
Yes, the Montreal Canadiens are on the clock.
Oh, my God. We're going to find out now. I swear to God, I want to go to the bathroom right now. Can I do that? No.
Gauthier just moved up to 6, apparently, according to there's a bottom thing on the screen, so it looks like they might move him up one spot.
Maybe they can get Columbus's pick at 6. I doubt it.
Columbus is a dumpster fire. I mean, I would never want to play for them right now. I mean, they're
I know. So what's happening? Are they introducing Suzuki or what? Come on.
It's at a commercial right now.
Oh, God. Gotta pay the bills. Gotta pay the bills. I wish I had a drum roll. Pick is in. Hey, Izzy. Good timing. Lucas is going to announce it before you guys are.
Yeah, don't pay attention to the chat.
How could I not?
Doesn't say the pick is in yet. It just says they're on the clock.
Okay, just Lucas, don't announce it here. Nobody does. We're going to announce it on screen, so please don't do that. I would really appreciate it if you don't. Oh, I'm nervous for that first one. This is it. This is everything. The rest of the stream could be really boring, but this pick has to go my way. Come on. Okay, how do you keep people in suspense? Go to commercial break.
Rick, you just missed your favorite player on commercials, Austin Matthews.
Oh, I love that guy. Oh, my God.
The pick is
in.
in.
I missed it. Suzuki's going to the stage. Suzuki, if he announces it, he's the captain. I don't want anybody, even if they don't say it tonight, he's going to be the next captain.
I don't think there's any other qualified individual right now on that team. I mean, I think you have like your star center in him. I think it's his team. He'll be the future of it.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue maybe one or two other players just because of veteranship, but it's not there. It's not that.
No, if they're going in the direction they're going, it's going to be one of the young guys, and Suzuki's it. They're not going to name another guy. Oh, God. I can't. Oh, Cameron, you can't. Oh, you can't show that.
What?
Shit, I just realized what I see. I can't see your TV. I'm going to get nailed for that. Shit. Yeah, sit in front of it. Sorry, dude. I can't. Because you were sitting in front of it. I didn't know. And then I'm watching it and going, wait, I can't be doing that.
No, you're fine. Just let me know. I can always turn my shoulder.
No, you can't see it. When you're sitting like that, I can't see. Yeah, look, you got to look that way. Sorry, dude.
With the first overall pick in the 2022 NHL Draft, the Montreal Canadiens select
Ray, don't ruin it. Jesus, how long did that take? Seriously.
Kent Hughes likes to talk.
Montreal Canadiens select. Oh, so nothing yet. Juraj Slafkovsky, winger, Slovakia.
They did take Slafkovsky.
Slafkovsky.
I told you I had this feeling. Wow, I am shocked.
That
I'm
puts
shocked.
New Jersey in an interesting spot. They already have a couple centers. What the hell are they going to do with Wright?
I'm shocked. Oh well, so we got Slafkovsky. I'm not going to come down on the kid. It's not his fault. I'm going to say this. I just hope they know what they're doing, and that turns out to be the right move. Now, come on, announce they just made a trade with New Jersey.
Well, that was New Jersey's fear, wasn't it? New Jersey wanted Slafkovsky.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're not trading this pick.
Well, I'm wondering if now they have leverage with New Jersey, because I bet you they'd probably be willing to trade Shane Wright for Slafkovsky, but maybe they could weasel New Jersey out of something else. But I don't think that'll be the entire case.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's weird. I'm very disappointed. I'm very disappointed in this pick. But we got Slafkovsky now. The first line solidified more than likely going forward. I wonder what their thinking is for center going down. They must be making a trade somewhere upcoming. They've got something for a center. I mean, I don't understand personally. Whew.
I mean, I think they're probably going to stick with Christian Dvorak.
Well, yeah, you can guarantee Dvorak's not going to move, but
now that's going to be your 2C.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, are they hoping that they're going to get Bedard? If you're banking on that, that's a mistake. So, wow, I can't believe this. This is really, well, my gut feeling this morning was right. No pun intended, and I don't have to say that anymore. So, hey, it is what it is. We've got Slafkovsky. I hope nobody comes down on this kid for that. You know? And I also hope that in 3 years, we're not saying, well, there's KK all over again. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it totally took the Steve out of this live stream. Boom. Like a shot. Listen, you know what? It's the first pick. We don't know what's coming down the pike right now. Right? We don't. So they have a plan. I'm not going to get too upset. Like, I'm disappointed. Yes, I'm not going to go crazy about it, though, until at least I see what's happening and what their plan was and see where they're going. I don't understand it right now, but it doesn't mean that it's not good. And, hey, listen, in 4 years, we may find out that Slafkovsky was the best pick. So we don't know that.
Look, I think Gorton knows. I mean, he knows how to draft guys. Maybe he's seeing something that we don't.
Yeah, this is something I learned. And if you look at the video I made today from that article, it's something I learned. Like, I gained a little respect for Slafkovsky in that, yeah, I realized that they were closer than I had thought. And that's what the reason is, because we don't know how to properly. I mean, we don't. Even some of the people in the business don't know how to judge talent right? So how am I going to be? So I'm going to go with that and say they know better than I do, and they made the pick. I've liked everything else they've done, and I'm going to believe that I'm going to like this pick too. But going like right now, I don't. I'll be very honestly, not at first. I don't like this pick at first, but a lot of times I've said stuff like that, and I look back and I was really wrong. So I'm just going to hope that that's the case here. But that's it's disappointing.
Now it's interesting to see what the Devils do. They're on the clock.
I wonder what Anderson's future is now. It's true. I think this means they trade Anderson.
Anderson's a right wing.
My buddy's on. Is Matthews on? Congratulating him. Yuck.
Yeah, I don't think they trade Anderson at that point. I mean, he'll probably be a second line right winger.
True.
Because Slafkovsky's a left wing. I don't think you make that swap.
Izzy says, now I want to see a trade for PLD. You know something, Izzy, though? I don't. There's something about Dubois that I'm afraid of, and that is he's a cancer in the room. And he's always looking for greener pastures. And no, I don't like the fact that this is going to be his third team already. And he's the one that wants out all the time. I don't like that. Be very honest with you. So no. But could it happen? I mean, it's possible, sure. Maybe that is what their plan is. I don't know.
Could be.
I don't think bringing PLD is good. He whined his way out of, Columbus.
Yeah.
And I think even in Winnipeg, whenever they lost, he cried. And he never.
We don't even have the money for him, and we can't even guarantee that he would stick around long term. It's
he
too
wants
much of a risk.
He wants upwards of $8 million right now for his.
Yeah, I don't think that's the reason why. Is that it's PLD. Peter, though, I might agree with you that Slav is more NHL ready, but I think in the long run, like if you're looking for the long term, having Wright have to go for a year, maybe two, even, I don't think that's a bad thing. So I don't know, but maybe that's what they're looking at. Are they looking that next year they want to be ready to go? Listen, if Slafkovsky comes up and he starts next year, by the time the Habs are really good, he'll be through that early part of his career. So I get maybe that's the timing. I don't know. Captain, I don't want the I told you so. That's just stupid. Come on. Hey, Venom, of course I remember you. Hey, listen, I said there's no it's not any criticism or any dislike of Slafkovsky at all.
I just didn't think is in.
I didn't want Slafkovsky at number one. If we were getting a lower pick, that's where I wanted him, second or third. But hey, he could turn out to be that guy. I don't know. We'll know in a few years. I'm okay with it. Just I'm disappointed. That's all. Is the Devils pick in? You said.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't trade it away. They're picking Shane Wright. If they're not, they're picking a defenseman, Juraj or Nemec.
I mean, that's just giving Arizona a gift at that point in time, but it's not like they're going to do anything with it.
Not only that, but who would even want to play with Arizona right now? You're going to play in a friggin' college arena.
I mean, they ruined Clayton Keller.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's ruined, but he's. I had him in the fantasy last year. He put up good numbers till he got hurt.
It's not just it's a coaching standpoint. I feel like if he would have gone to anywhere else, his performance would have been better. But then again, they already traded OEL. They were looking to shop Chikrin, I think is how you pronounce his last name.
Yeah, Chikrin. Yeah.
They just don't seem to care about their abilities themselves. They just I mean, every year they're used as a cap dump, salary dump.
Mm-hmm.
Hughes is now justifying the pick. Fans are booing Hughes. Yeah, this is you got to think this. They must really believe in Slafkovsky if they chose him, knowing that was going to be a reaction that they're going to get.
Marty Brodeur to announce the pick. The second overall pick, the New Jersey Devils select
A defenseman.
That man still looks young. No, he doesn't.
Simon Nemec.
Hey, I got it. I said you're Checkerdemic. Well, I thought I was going to get the first one right for sure. No pun intended. I didn't start out really well on this list. Poor Shane Wright, he's dropping. What does he do now? He said he really wants to go to Montreal. Montreal's where I really want to be. Now he's going to another team. How does that? And not
He might end up playing in a college arena. How is that? How do you think that makes him feel?
Yeah.
Shane Wright's just clapping like mother.
He's got to be disappointed.
He's gotta be upset.
Yeah. I don't want anybody here bad-mouthing Slafkovsky because he was picked first. It's not his fault, number one. Okay, so just not on him. You want to be upset with Hughes and Gordon. Don't be upset with Slafkovsky.
Hey, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, I think, was picked in the top 10, and look how he's doing.
What do you mean? I mean, he's been a good, solid NHLer.
He's been decent.
Listen, it's not a guarantee. Nothing is a guarantee.
Oh, that's back-to-back Slovakians.
Is it? Is he a
When's the
Slovak?
last time that happened?
It's true.
Yeah.
Nemec is a Slovak. It's true.
When
Hey,
the hell was the last time that happened?
Vidam, you must be happy about that.
Hab Nation brought up a comment. He did ask to be traded to the Habs, but they sent him to Winnipeg. That's a cancer.
Well, okay, maybe saying cancer is a little bit much. What I'm saying, I think you got it better. He kind of is a whiner to get himself out of a situation he's not happy with anymore. I mean, Winnipeg, he was supposed to be super happy in Winnipeg. What happened? I don't know. I don't know. I have a bad feeling. And listen, this goes back to when Jeff wanted Dubois. And I was sort of, I had this bad feeling about that. I don't want the guy. I don't know, Vidam, I don't know. But hey, congrats to your country, I'll tell you. Anyways, this is surprising the hell out of me. You know what, though? That's what drafts don't always go how the scouts say they will.
I mean, what side does Nemec play on? Because that could be a good pair for Ty Smith.
I think he plays on the right side, if I'm not mistaken.
I think Ty Smith is also a right D man. I can't remember.
Ty Smith, who's that?
He's one of the top prospect defensemen in New Jersey. I mean, they probably had to go for a defenseman because they're not re-signing PK. Certainly not at $9 million.
Oh no, PK no. Sorry, this was a text from Shamir just texted me.
What was Shamir doing?
I haven't spoken to him in a while. It's funny. Yesterday, Delaney pocket called me. He probably still doesn't know, or maybe he does. I don't know.
Arizona Coyotes are on the clock.
Does Slafkovsky play in Montreal year one? Definitely plays at least 9 games. If he's NHL ready, they're going to find out. They're not going to. They didn't pick him to sit a year somewhere else. Is a trade cut? Maybe there's a trade cut. Maybe they know he's going to fall, and maybe they trade with Philadelphia and pick Wright. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
I think Philadelphia already confirmed to be picked to taking the pick.
Right, that's true.
Well, I mean, could try to trade with Seattle, and then take Wright or Cooley.
Yeah, they're doing pretty stupid.
Well, if Arizona doesn't take Wright now, Arizona's taking Shane Wright.
Wouldn't that be something? Get Wright and Slafkovsky. Woo!
Yeah, but I think Arizona's going to take him right now.
But I think
so.
I mean, if you end up getting Wright, then yeah, you can trade, Dvorak. But you got to trade Dvorak at that point.
I just have to believe that they have a plan in a different direction. I got to believe that. But then again, if they feel Slafkovsky was the better player, then they didn't have to have a plan for a center. I still don't understand why. I don't know. Grant McCagg on Twitter is going to be insufferable. If anybody knows who that is, he's going to be freaking sufferable. I am definitely unfollowing him on Twitter because I don't want to see it.
I think BLW said he wants Wright, or she rather wants whichever wants Wright to go to Seattle. I think they'll go to Arizona, and then Logan Cooley will be picked up by Seattle because Seattle has no centers. It needs someone.
It's true.
But neither does Philadelphia. Philadelphia is screwed out of centers too. They don't have Giroux, and I don't think he's going to want to return in free agency.
But Cooley, more than likely, I mean, he's gone to college for at least 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, 2 to 4.
Shane Wright looking a little nervous. He's like, "What's going on?
How far am
I'm
I
supposed
going
to
to
be
drop? I must have
I'm
not.
supposed to be off the draft board by now."
He must not have
The
done
pick
good
is in for
his
the
interviews.
Coyotes.
Juraj.
Who do even the Coyotes have at center? That's what I'm questioning.
Well, listen, they can use everywhere. Juraj would also be good for them. Good.
Bob McKenzie. Oh! Okay, Bob McKenzie. The Arizona Coyotes with the 3rd pick select Logan Cooley.
Oh, they did say Cooley.
Wow.
Yeah,
dude, Shane
so
Wright
Wright
must be beside himself.
He didn't do well in his interviews.
Something's got to be up. How did he drop past Arizona?
He didn't do well in his interviews.
Wow.
You got to think he's going to Seattle then.
It's crazy.
No, I mean that makes sense for Arizona. They don't have any. They also don't have any top.
Think about this too. Arizona, 3 years in this whatever.
Well, Clayton
this
Keller's the
rinky-dink.
center, but other than that,
Wait, you're going to be 3 years in this
Keller's the
rinky.
winger.
You're going to be 3 years in this rinky-dink arena. Cooley, more than likely, is going to be in college for 3 years. The timing could be perfect to have this guy in his rookie year when they open up in their new arena. So it kind of makes sense to me that way.
well, not even that, but he's probably going to end up playing because if his team plays Arizona State, he's going to be playing at that arena.
Well, there you go. Makes sense then. You're going to get a guy that knows you. Oh, well, that doesn't. He won't be. Depends when he comes out. I don't know. Usually guys go to college. It's at least 2 years. Larry, apparently not. Apparently they had this meeting planned. They couldn't get it done a few days ago, and that's why. But maybe it did. I don't know. I'm still I'm listen. I'm disappointed, but I mean, listen. Slafkovsky is going to be in the lineup next year. I hope the best for him. I hope now that he's the pick. I mean, I hope he turns out to be a superstar and that the pick is validated that way. I don't want to have to hate this management group already. No, I don't want to do that. And I'm not. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt that whatever they know, whatever they saw in Slafkovsky, they know what they're doing. And maybe it's evidence here that Shane Wright's falling.
I mean,
Right?
he'll go to Seattle. I think.
Well, I'm going to say this. If he goes past Seattle, you got to think there's something wrong with what they heard from him in his interviews.
Yeah, something.
Did the combine results came out? Maybe he didn't perform as well.
No, Shane Wright did better than Slafkovsky in the fitness. He finished in a lot of the categories in the top 25. Slafkovsky only in one, I think, maybe two. That was it. I don't know. I'm going to be very interested. It's too bad I can't do a video really for a couple of days, but I'm going to be very interested in what Gorton and Hughes have to say about why they took Slafkovsky. And then we're going to have to see how he performs. You know? I just, I worry that Slafkovsky being the late riser like that is another, I hope not a flash in the pan type where, it's recency bias. But I got to think they wouldn't do that. So I want to believe these guys wouldn't make a pick based on that. And we didn't do we don't know all the stuff that they found out about him, and in the interviews and all, we don't know all that stuff. So, but I can tell you, I do believe Slafkovsky and Wright should have been rated right neck and neck. I'm surprised Wright has fallen like this. So,
Bruins don't have a first round pick, so I have no say.
What's that? Bruins don't have if you're going to talk about the Bruins, you have no say anyway. Just talking about the Bruins. Listen, no, I'm only joking. You're allowed to like who you like. I totally encourage it. If it's the Bruins
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
The only team I might bat an eye at is the Toronto Maple Leafs, but no, you can like whoever you like. It doesn't matter here. So, I mean, I think it's very interesting that you're a Bruins fan. So that's cool. There's nothing wrong with it. No, just so you know that I don't hold any grudges like that. As a matter of fact, the Bruins are not my most hated team, which people might find. No, it's the Toronto by far. And you know what? Coming up, I tell you something that's passing even Boston is Carolina. I would have to say Carolina is now my second most hated team.
I absolutely hate Tony DeAngelo. When we lost, I was just like, I just don't want to see that man ever raise a cup. That racist piece of crap.
I was happy that they got knocked out. I'm very honest. So so there you go. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure who your team. Oh, I just thought of who they're going after.
On the clock. Bettman is speaking.
I just thought of who they're going after. Got bought out yesterday, and he's a former client of Hughes, and that's Colin White.
We have a trade to announce.
Oh. Please be Montreal.
The Montreal Canadiens send Alexander Romanov in the 98th overall pick to the Islanders for the 13th overall pick.
You're shitting me.
Nope.
So that means they're not going to trade Jeff Petrie then. They can't afford to get rid of that.
They sent Romanov away?
Yeah, they traded Romanov in the 98th. And then the Canadiens trade 13 and number 66 to Chicago for Kirby Dach.
That's a good pickup. So you guys are getting more forward heavy. But
I don't know what's going on. Help! Help! I don't know what's going on. What was that movie? That ghost one there. They're back. The older sister comes out of the car and goes, "What's going on?" That's how I feel.
Well, hey Rick, you get your center in Kirby Dach. There you go.
Oh my God! I said something's up. Romanov. I'm absolutely appalled that Alex Romanov got traded.
Unless they have a inkling to go after John Klingberg this offseason.
I'm sorry. I'm absolutely appalled about Romanov. I'm not very happy about that one.
The only thing I can think of is if maybe he wanted too much money.
They couldn't sign him to a bridge.
That would be my guess.
Well, Kirby's also an RFA.
I don't know. I don't know. This is the craziest goddamn effing draft I've ever been a part of. Not really a part of it, but
I think they're trying to, when they probably tried to move Druin, and then no, you don't have any takers, and then they're just trying to rebuild something from it. But maybe they go and trade in this offseason. You guys make a bid for John Klingberg and see if you can get another defenseman to substitute in the loss of Alexander Romanov.
I think the Romanov trade hurts more than not getting Shane Wright, to be very honest with you. I'm not happy about that one. Nope. They reunite the Dachs. Do we have one of the Dach brothers? Gooley. Well, I believe in Gooley. I do believe. Peter, how loaded are we? They just took away a big one. I don't know. I'm
Still
not
the
happy.
26th overall pick. We did trade one of our thirds, and then the. And then
We
the
got
13th.
13. We got 13 coming up now.
Well, no, 13 and
Oh,
the
they traded that
66th
for Dach. You're right.
went to Chicago for Kirby Dach.
At that point, why don't you use 13 and whatever late pick you had and attempt to go for Gauthier? Oh, that's not a defenseman, but still.
Cutter Gauthier.
He's an American, so
See, he
you
would
should
have
be able
been,
to
if
pronounce
we had
it.
taken Wright first overall, that would have made sense. Trade up and then take Cutter Gauthier.
That's what I said.
But
Oh, my God. I don't like Romy being traded at all.
no, neither do I, because the last time we traded a good young Russian defenseman, he friggin' won 2
Lucas.
Stanley Cups.
Lucas, I'm with you. I can't stop. I'm shaking. I'll be very honest with you. When they didn't take Shane Wright, I started shaking a little bit. I'm trying to not do that, and I'm just like my nerves are shot. I'm just calming down. To be very honest with you, I was shaking a little bit.
4th overall pick, Shane Wright.
Well, you know what? I'm happy for Shane Wright in this. He's not gone to Arizona. He's not gone to New Jersey. I don't think he would have liked it there. He's gone to Seattle, a young team like that. You know, that might be the best if he's not going to be here.
Now they're going to have Beniers and right down the gut.
Yep. Well, I bet you he plays against Montreal. He's going to be a beast to play against when he plays against Montreal. Well, we'll only see him twice a year, so it's not so bad.
Yeah, I don't like that Romanov trade.
I don't like that Romanov trade at all. They're going to regret that one, I think. I know Dach's he was a high pick and all that. And
Dach is good. Like,
listen,
I'm
one
not
thing I know
upset
about
that we got him.
One thing I know about Dach, wait, I want to finish. I know a lot of people saying, what has he done? He had a really bad, he broke his forearm last year or the year before. He had a bad injury. That's why he's not as more prominent. So I know that. Excuse me. So I know he's a high pick and all that. I just hope it, I don't know. It's crazy.
Making everybody dizzy.
Seattle getting better applause than the Habs did because they took Shane Wright. Everybody wanted Shane Wright.
The Canadiens also traded one of our.
We got bigger. Teresa's right. We got bigger.
We did.
We got bigger. I'll tell you what. This is one thing we're gonna like about Slafkovsky, and I think maybe they felt that they could get rid of Romanov with his big hits that way because Slafkovsky's gonna be a beast. Dach is from what I understand, Kirby Dach's a pretty big hitter as well.
Caden
Gooley coming up. I mean, so you know what? It's a big change, and we're gonna have to get used to this. But I think in the long run, I see where they're going. But man, for their sake, I hope it works because if it doesn't, they're not gonna live this down. This will also be the end of it, the end of their honeymoon, if it don't work.
Yeah, I wish Romanov the best. I still love Romanov, but God, I don't know. Now I get PTSD from the Sergachev trade.
Yeah. Hang on, Shamir again.
Yeah, you guys made a big mistake getting rid of Sergachev. And he just won 2 cups.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, in the long run, obviously it was a mistake because, listen, if Drouin would have delivered a little bit. It wouldn't have been, but considering that Drouin delivered nothing, really nothing, yeah, it was bad. Well, you know something. Here's something I'm going to say too. Ending up with Dach instead of Wright. I know one thing that accomplishes that they talked about that they wanted to get guys that were high picks, but a little farther along in their development, which is what they're getting in Dach.
Yeah, I mean, Dach's only 21, so he's still going to get better.
So I see where they're going. Is this true? Dach is 6'5"? Oh, that's where they said they wanted to get bigger. They did, if that's the case. 6'4" in Slafkovsky, 6'5"
He's
in Dach.
6'4", 200 pounds.
Well, then 2 6'4" guys. They just got a lot bigger up front. And Pete's right. Arbor's coming in. Arbor, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's either Mikai or Jack guy, but he's coming in as well in the next couple of seasons. He hits like a freight train. That's probably why they ended up moving Romanov, but I don't like it. One of my favorite players was Romy. God, what a night. This is
My guess is they weren't going to be able to reach a bridge deal. That'd be the only reason you'd trade him.
No, I can see that that's probably not the only reason they traded him. When you consider, no, I see where they're going. He kind of talked about some of this, like I didn't know how it would work out, but if you go back over some of the stuff, right?
Flyers are on the clock.
Hughes, some of the stuff Hughes has said, he's doing it. He's doing what he's talked about. Is it what we thought it would be? No, but doesn't mean it won't work though. So I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt here, but I'm not happy tonight. Right now, I'm not happy, but I don't know anything. So, hey, Levi, what a draft! It's crazy.
Nordy Peter just confirmed your thought and rumor.
Who just?
Oh, we're not being able to sign Romanov?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. Romanov, they were going to have a bridge deal with him. Remember, I said in my prediction video that they're going to give him the A. Maybe that's part of giving him the A would be take the bridge deal. We're going to give him the A and blah blah. So he knows he's here long term. But maybe he wanted more money. I don't know. Maybe Putin told him, "Hey, we need money here. We just defaulted on you. You got to help us." Maybe it's that. Was that too early, eh? Too early for that joke.
I don't know. Well, with what's going on now with players that are over there, now they're not allowed to leave. It's like...
I think 2 NHLers were already detained for draft evasion.
One at Fedotov there or whatever, definitely. And this story about Kaprizov.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
So the Wild are already screwed more so than they already are. They already lost Kevin Fiala.
Why does that mean? Oh, is Kaprizov whatever going to have to go in hiding? Like what's his name did? The Breadman had to do last year or something?
Yeah. All right.
5th overall pick is Cutter Gauthier.
See, I said they got to get that pick so they can get Cutter Gauthier there. I was right about that. So that's one I was right. I got Gauthier at number 5. And in my video, I said if Montreal can't make the trade, I think Philly makes that pick, and they did. 1 for me, 1. So far at a 5, I got 1. Not a great ratio.
Hey,
Did you get
I'll get 6 of them right.
Did you get the Romanov trade?
Who listen? Out of anybody in this audience, who would have thought that would have happened?
No,
who would have thought? Nobody.
Why did do a double take? Because both notifications popped on my phone. It was first the Romanov got traded, and I was like, wait, what? And then as soon as I go to look at that, then the notification that we flipped that pick for Kirby Dach came through, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Well, did you hear that Taves and Kane are not happy with the trades of Debrecen, and they're probably not going to be happy with Kirby Dach. They definitely weren't happy with the Hagel trade to Tampa Bay. So, I mean...
No, the Blackhawks are going into a tear-down rebuild.
I have something to say to them about that. And I don't think I can say it, but F you, guys. You should have done something 10 years ago when you heard about what happened. That's what you should have done. I don't give a shit what Taves and Kane have to say about anything, to be very honest with you.
They didn't know. It was only.
Oh, yeah. Okay. They didn't know. I know. Okay. It's okay. You can believe that. I don't believe that. No, listen, I don't believe that. That's all. I'm not saying you, but I don't believe that. I don't believe they didn't know.
I mean,
And quite honestly, I never liked Kane. So that's an
after
old
his rumors of assault
I've never
charges
liked him.
like that.
I've never liked him. I did like Taves before this, but now I don't really care. To me, that doesn't.
Well,
matter.
they both make 10 million plus. So I mean, that's
They can laugh all the way to the bank.
Yep.
I know. Gauthier to Philadelphia. That's a good move for Philadelphia. It's a good move.
No, my buddy Alex isn't happy about it.
No,
He
I
wanted
think that's why.
I don't know. He wanted Juraj.
He wanted Juraj. Juraj would have been a good. Either one of those. Juraj could be a good pickup as well. I'm kind of surprised. Well, I think Juraj is going to go to Columbus now.
Oh, good. Another dumpster fire.
No, but I think, he's the number one defenseman potential and a right side guy. I mean, Montreal could use him.
Gauthier will be playing at Boston College, and they're talking to Ken Hughes right now about the trade.
Yeah, Gauthier, it's going to take a couple of years before he's here, too. Will they trade Anderson for a pick? I have no idea, but I doubt it at this point. I think they've made those move-up picks and all. That's done. Anderson's sticking around. Why was Wright dropped? Don't know yet. I have to wait and see what I haven't heard what Hughes said.
I mean, you have Dach, you have Slafkovsky. You just solidify your 2C.
Yeah.
Kirby Dach. I don't think they move from Josh Anderson. Now you have two cheaper players potentially. I mean,
I love Anderson. I think they need Anderson here.
They'll probably move from Dvorak, if anything, just to move that.
You know what I see they did here? This is what I see they did here. They made themselves harder to play against. This team in 2 years, 3 years, this is going to be a hard team to play against. That's what they did. They wanted to be like the other teams that are winning, that are contenders. They're developing that here. I see it. I'm starting to see what they're doing. I just hope it works out, but I can see what they're doing. Peter makes a good point, by the way. He believes the brass is working hard to clean up Mailloux to bring him up in a year or two. You can see them, Mailloux fitting in. This is going to be a big team, man. It's going to be a big team. And one thing Hughes said, one of their goals in this draft was to get bigger. And they did.
Yeah, they just added 2 California Redwoods.
Yeah, they got bigger.
That's how. Look back at 2019. When you look back at a lot of these Stanley Cup champion type teams, they're not speedy scorers. They're big, brute teams. That aren't top heavy. They're well balanced, and that was the Bruins' downfall in 2019. They just got beat to shit.
Another big point here is Cole Caulfield is going to be protected like he's in the womb. And no one's going to touch him with these big guys out there. That's another good point, right? Cole Caulfield is important for them, and they just protected the shit out of him. So I like that aspect of this.
Yarmir.
Yeah, and look, I think, too, with Kirby Dach, you get a 2C who's already – he's got NHL experience. They can slot him right in.
Like that.
And
I think you have
he'll get better.
Coach. I think you have a better coach in Montreal than you do in Chicago right now.
Yeah, and look, with Shane Wright, I don't think he would have slotted right in right away. Probably, but again, Dach's only 21. He'll slot right in, and he's already got that NHL experience. So I can kind of see why they went that route to get the 2C. It kind of makes sense to me. Not trying to take anything from Shane Wright, but that's just how I'm seeing things right now.
Who will replace Romanov? Did we get a defenseman? Gooley. Left side. And Gooley. It's one of my hot takes. Gooley making the team next year, and he ain't looking back. So I am going against my gut to try and convince myself that this manager is making the right moves. Would you have traded Romanov for Dach straight up? No, I would not have, of course. But what I said was, and I'm saying I understand what they're doing. They're doing what they said they're going to try to do. I didn't expect them to do it this way, but I see what they're doing because I've listened to how they've talked about approaching this. It seems to me that's what they're doing. So sorry, I'm not a management apologist. I don't like the Romanov trade straight up, but it's how it's going to work out in the long run. So I'm going to trust in them that they know what they're doing. They feel that, and I'm going to trust in that. So I said that all along.
Well, Rick, now with all these acquisitions, do you think they're going to get rid of Jeff Petrie? I know he requested a trade, but I don't know if he'll be willing to rescind that.
He said something yesterday or the day before, Hughes, that's very, I guess, that touches on that. He's only trading Jeff Petrie if that is a trade that works out for Montreal, that he can, if he can't work out anything that works for Montreal, then no, Jeff Petrie could very likely be here next fall. And to me, that was like, that's pretty ominous because it might be happening that Petrie sticks around. But they're going to still have to move some money out. I don't know how they're going to work out the money, but.
Like I said, I think they're going to move Dvorak now that the center's gone. I mean, you still have Mike Hoffman at the left wing, so that's going to be your center, your second line left wing, I think, because they'll probably prefer Slafkovsky on the first line with Suzuki if he is that good. And then,
Oh, yeah, Slafkovsky's for the first line with Caulfield and Suzuki, without a doubt.
Yeah, and you have Josh Anderson, on the second line right wing, and then now you can have Kirby Dach as the centerman. So I think you can move Dvorak and confidently say you'll get a decent return for Dvorak. He's young, and that's a very movable contract too. So I mean,
I've talked about it. I said maybe Dvorak is the guy that they get the offers on, and they know that they can move. If that's the case, I think they'll move Dvorak because they got to move money, and you might not be able to move some of these other guys like Gallagher and Drouin. You're not going to be able to move Drouin. I mean,
you want size? I'll give you a defenseman and a pick for Dvorak if you don't mind.
Yeah, they'll get him. I believe now this kind of does mean they'll move Dvorak. So.
Juraj to Columbus.
What did I say? I don't have it on my list that way. Oh, no, I do. I have Juraj, number 6. I got 2 so far. Two. Not bad. 2 in a row. Next up, I had Savoie going to Ottawa, which is now Chicago. You think they picked a smaller guy like Savoie to replace the Brinket they just gave up? Because Savoie's supposed to be like talent up his ass. He's a bit small. No?
I mean, I have no idea what Chicago is doing. I think that they're just wanting to absolutely hurt themselves even further.
They're breaking it down to rebuild, I think. I mean, this seems obvious.
Like, they're not just breaking it down. I mean, they just put a nuke into that team and just said, light it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not even a joke. They're killing them.
Let's get rid of the stink from that controversy over a lot. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do.
I mean, the controversies with Joel Quenneville, I mean, that followed him. I mean, he had to resign from Florida for that. I mean, in all honesty, if Florida had kept Quenneville, I think they surpassed the Lightning in that round. I think Quenneville would have figured out the Lightning.
Could be.
I think that would have been the case, but I don't think that rookie coach, for lack of a better term, had any idea on how to navigate a championship team.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, without that experience. That didn't help Florida for sure.
And I was even surprised Daryl Sutter couldn't, help the Flames. But
you know who we forgot that we also have? We have Dadonov still. Yeah, I also got Dadonov.
Yeah, so
when you were naming, you forgot about Dadonov too.
Me?
You didn't mention Dadonov, so we have him.
Yeah, I think you got. He's not sizable. I mean, he'll hit. That's the thing. Like he'll hit and he'll.
Oh, you were talking about physical play. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think just in terms, I think Dadonov will be a good depth guy for you guys. I think that'll be where they'll likely slot him.
No, you know what? I'm going to go with all this going on. I'm going to go back to my original thought that Dadonov doesn't actually play here. He's making too much money. I don't see how they're going to afford everybody. I think they got to move that $5 million. I mean, you think about it. That's another $5 million on the. I don't know how they're gonna handle that. Maybe they buy him out. Maybe they buy somebody out.
They could, but some third line people right now and across the league are making that amount of money. And you know,
You think it's a lot though? You got Gallagher is probably gonna be third line at 6.5.
Yeah, for third line, I mean, you know, when you're wasting, you know, let's just say $11 million, we'll round down here for a moment on your third line. That's, you know, it's too much.
They're going to have Evans as the center because he's only making 1.7. That'll help balance it out, but still, that's a lot on your third line. But it looks like it's what's going to. It looks like it's going to be, Dadonov, Evans, and Gallagher as it's looking right now. So, yeah, you know what? It's not what I thought is going to happen and all that, but at least I think they're putting together something that could work. I don't know if it will, but it could. So I'm going to trust in what they're doing, and let's see how it works out because anyway, it's already done. So can't take it back now.
Yeah, Maritime has a comment that I kind of wanted.
Oh, where's that?
He said that Kirby Dach is putting up Kotkaniemi numbers. Not a huge gain. I don't think that's true. I mean, when you look at
the team he's playing on too, right?
Yeah, like when you look at Kirby Dach, he's on a team that has struggled consistently. The only consistent producer on the Chicago Blackhawks has been DeBrincat and Kane. Yeah. Those are the only two players. Taze has suffered from injury. Kirby Dach is still young, and Kotkaniemi is, you know, he's a third line, in my opinion, bum that still couldn't do anything with that offense. But I think if you put Kirby Dach on the Carolina Hurricanes as a center at that line, you have something good. I think Kirby Dach is more talented than KK.
Yes, I kind of tend to agree with that. And I think, again, people are forgetting that he missed a considerable amount of time with a broken forearm. Mm-hmm. I think I was watching the game when it happened. So that had to have affected him. He's was a very high draft pick. I got to give him the benefit of the doubt until not. And since obviously I can't have them pick Shane right now, so I'm gonna believe in my team here. I'm gonna have to because that's who we got. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm still in shock. I think a little bit about how many. Geez, this did not go anywhere that I would have thought. Like if I could have guessed, okay, this is what's. No, none of this. I don't think I would have guessed any of this, except maybe Slafkovsky being the first pick. I could see that have happened. I told Matt before we got on the air that I wanted to tell him so that, you know, people believe me that I thought this, but I've had that feeling all day it was going to be Slafkovsky. Even while I'm making a video where I say it's going to be Shane Wright, I'm still thinking it's, I don't know.
I mean, there was the general conception that it was going to be Shane Wright. I mean, I think there's pros and cons to both those players, but I think now seeing the trade moves that, you know, Montreal has made, I mean, obviously you still need to be able to sign Kirby Dach because he is an RFA similar to that of whoever they traded for him. I can't remember.
Romanov.
But the only difference between the two is that Romanov couldn't be offer sheeted, I think it was, but now Kirby Dach can. So
Romanov cannot be offer sheeted.
Yeah,
he's one of those RFAs that can't be.
But unfortunately, Kirby Dach can. So I think Montreal might be on the clock with that one, especially if there's headhunting teams out there that will see that and be like, oh,
you'll probably hear by the morning or tomorrow that they've signed him. I would think. I think that they traded for him. They're going to sign him right away.
Mm-hmm. 7.
That's my opinion.
Rick, who did you have at 7?
I had Matthew Savoie.
It is Kevin Korchinski.
Korchinski, who I had at 11 going to San Jose. So
San Jose also can't even afford a bag of pucks right now. They're in trouble.
We keep losing Matt.
Do you see San Jose's contracts with Erik Karlsson and Brent Burns? It just makes me laugh.
Like the Karlsson contract's insane.
I mean, I have to tell you, I think that at that point in time, Erik Karlsson was an absolute show stealer. He was a fantastic offensive defenseman, but as soon as he hit San Jose, he just
as soon as he signed the contract. So you say up until that point in time, he signed the contract, and then it was all downhill.
Yeah,
11.5 million. Are you crazy?
Yeah, now,
wow.
And I personally don't think he's better than a third deep pair right now.
He isn't right now.
And I think they're stuck with that. They're stuck with the Burns contract, and they're stuck with them. And I think,
why I thought they'd go for Korchinski, because he'd be cheap. That's why I put him there.
Well, now they need to sign. I think it's Tomas Hertl or Timo Meier, and the Sharks they're dead.
Yep. They'll be vying for the first overall pick for the next bunch of years, I think.
I mean, they just fired their GM this year of 19 years, which is unheard of in this league. A GM of 19 years.
True.
I wonder if it was the $11 million for a third line deep pair that did it.
Well, I think so. In the end, that's going to kill you in the end if you're wrong and you make that mistake. It had to get him eventually. That's 3-4 years ago. So how many years can he get away with? I did that. So who do we take at 26? I kind of think they're going to go for a French kid, Nathan Gaucher of the Quebec Remparts. He's a center. And let me see what I got on him. He's 6'3", 207, right shot. It's somebody that I know that they were interested in earlier in the year. So there was talk about him. So I kind of think they might go for that. I don't really know anybody else to say. I don't know who's going to end up being there now. Like, who the hell knows how this is going to go? We got to get a little closer to see who's still around. Habs are getting bigger. Yes, they're getting bigger and tougher. Tougher, definitely. Yeah, and bigger. I think it's definite. Tougher they got. I mean, they got to know. Listen, Gooley, Arbor Mikai when he comes in. Even Dach. Dach's a tough guy. I think they got tougher. Yeah. At 26, go say, we want Connor Bedard at 26. Yeah, no, I don't think it works like that, BL. Will they move up from 26? Only time will tell. Anthony says, are you happy with their pick? Well, you weren't. No, I mean, yes and no. It's not like I don't like Slafkovsky at all, so I don't want to say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm disappointed with their pick. That's all. But, and I think they could have done a lot of what they did after it, even if they drafted right. But getting Dach would not have made sense if they drafted right.
Which pick is in?
Which is what, number 8. Man, how long are we at this and we're only at number 8? Oh, my God.
Because
Ben at 8.
I have Kemmel at 8. He's a right wing in Liga. He's not big, but
no, but he's talented.
He's talented, yeah. I feel that they've got some big guys over there, and I think they can go for Kemmel. And I think I don't think Yzerman will blink an eye on any of it if he feels he's the best guy available.
The 8th overall selection by the Detroit Red Wings,
Marco Kasper, who I had at 14 to Winnipeg.
Man, Rick, how many have you gotten right?
2. 2. No, wait, I got 3 because I got Cooley at Arizona. So I got 3 right so far out of 8.
Oh, I thought we don't mention right.
So I got Cooley out of Arizona. I got that. No, well, I didn't say I didn't say the pun thing this time. So can stop doing that now. So next up is Buffalo at number 9.
Oh God.
I got them taking Nazar.
My former history teacher is a Buffalo Sabres fan, and
why?
That's what I asked him. And he taught a class full of, a bunch of Bruins fans and whatever. I mean, he actually went to the game the Sabres Bruins game after the Boston Marathon bombing, and he I guess it was the game where the crowd outsung Rene Rancourt, and he said it was a powerful moment, but he was even more powerful when the Sabres won. I'm like, wow, okay, showing your Boston pride there. There we go. So,
okay, so we're waiting for. Okay, listen, it's a perfect time to do this. Give me 30 seconds of your eyes and ears, and please watch this ad.
At coolhockey.com, you'll find your favorite team's officially licensed jersey. Blank, pre-sewn, or hand-sewn. Your favorite team, your favorite player's name and number on the back. Or hey, put your own name on the back. Competitive pricing, custom stitching, fast shipping. Coolhockey.com. Tell them Talkin' Habs sent you. Click the link in the description of this video. Coolhockey.com. At coolhockey.com, you'll find your favorite team's official.
I got it on loop. And it ruins what I was going to do, or put Guy Lafleur's name on the jersey. See the jersey? That's my coolhockey.com jersey. It's beautiful, and I love it. So, if there's a link in the description, if you click on that, you can check them out. That's it. Aren't I a big shill? Just buy from coolhockey.com. Link is in the description. All right. Why are you guys looking at me? Why are you guys looking at me like that? Because I see two of you guys looking at me with great judgment in your eyes.
No judgment here. I'm a Bruins fan and a Montreal Canadiens show, so I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life. Clearly, I think I'm just confused.
You made bad decisions, Cam. Bad decisions, man.
Nah, man, I love the sport. Like, obviously during the season, Matt and I kind of go at it a bit, but I'm just a fan.
But isn't that? Listen, that's why I said to you about that is that when I was growing up, believe it or not, I mean, some of my friends they like different teams, but we'd bug each other about whatever, but nobody ever got mad at anybody for liking a certain team. It makes for great conversation, and that's what
I already made a bet with Matt. If I ever see PK Subban in a Bruins jersey and he plays at least one game, I will personally buy a Montreal PK Subban jersey and wear it.
I wonder where he's going to end up. I don't think he'll end up in. You think he'll end up in Boston? Really?
No, there's too much bad blood between him and Bergeron.
True,
but.
I don't think
PK is a bad guy. I love what he does for charity. I think, he was my favorite charitable player. I hate the way Montreal handled that situation with him.
No, me too.
I think fining him for doing what he wanted with his own money was an absolute poor decision by the management at that time. I think who was the GM? Because I think he was the one that came down hard.
Bergevin was the GM that traded. Yeah.
So, and I think that was a bad day for, Montreal hockey, but,
well,
just to see in that regard, you know what I mean? But I think ultimately it didn't take away from PK's, charitable.
No, it didn't. No, listen, we got Shea Weber for him. So in the end, it's not like PK is still dominating the league and Shea's retired. So
no,
it worked out.
Yeah.
Worked out for Montreal.
Buffalo pick is in.
Buffalo pick.
Let me guess.
And Buffalo picks wings. Oh no, I'm hungry.
I have so much faith in Buffalo. They signed, what was it, Jeff Skinner to a $9 million contract, and he sucks.
$9 million. Can you imagine?
What do you think when players go to arbitration? They're going to use him as hey, well, he's making this much money, and I'm outperforming him, and then they're going to be like, dang,
you're
right.
They'd be like, just because they made a stupid move doesn't mean we're gonna award you money like that.
I have my two history teachers when I was in high school. They were like, mom and dad. They were great with the students. They loved those conversations. And so whenever my teacher would chirp me on Facebook and something like that, I'm like, hey, how's Jeff Skinner treating you?
Not well. And
then he would just not respond.
That's what happens, when you sign some guys, they sign that long-term big money, and then that's it. I don't have to play anymore. I don't know where it comes from.
I think it's just a common thing in Buffalo. It's a good common thing in Toronto, too.
What's in Toronto? Say that again. What's the common thing? Just I've
Signing
lost.
big contracts.
Buffalo
and forgetting-
Sabres select
Yes,
Matthew
that
Savoie.
doesn't bother me. Oh, so the Sabres. So Savoie went 9. I had him at 7. Savoie to the Sabres. Well, I kind of said one of the reasons Nazar is they've got a lot of big players there, so they can draft a smaller guy. I was right on that. That's in the
Oh yeah,
video.
their defensive picks are huge.
Plus they've got Tage Thompson, huge guy. You got Tuck, huge.
Yeah, but Tage doesn't hit. That's the thing. Like Tage
No,
is,
maybe, but still he's
but
big.
yeah, he's a guy that might be hard to take down, but they have him at his third line right now, I think, which kind of stinks because he's kind of good. Maybe they should trade Jeff Skinner.
Maybe, but who's going to take that contract?
They'd have to retain 50% of that salary.
You'd have to, yeah. Okay, so next up at 10, the Ducks. I've got Brad Lambert for the Ducks pick.
I love the Ducks, man. I have to tell you that they're fun to watch.
I don't lean either way with the Ducks.
I think I mean they're my third favorite team. I just mainly because of the movies, of course. But I think I was always a fan of Corey Perry, Getzlaf, and of course Teemu
Talani.
Oh yeah, Timo I like. Never liked Corey Perry till we got him last year. Or the year before. Never liked him. But now I do. A lot of respect for him now. But poor guy. I mean, I'm not poor. I mean, he's won a cup, but 3 years in a row going to the final, can't crack it, man. But he's won a cup.
He figured maybe the juju would counteract. Go with Pat Maroon, see if he
yeah. But you know what I think he would say to that is he wouldn't trade it for anything because he went to the final. He did everything he could. He gave it his all. That's all you can do. What else can you do? He would have liked to win, I'm sure, but I don't think he would trade that for anything. Going 3 years in a row. That's still a hell of a feat. JFed, we don't know this, though. Sorry, Cam. But JFed, we don't know that he effed up this draft. We don't know. Got to give him the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, how many people are going to tell me, told you Slafkovsky's going to be the pick? Peter says, I like what Mackenzie said about Slav. Being on a line with Suzuki and Caulfield, Slav can undress players in the corner as well as be a great net presence. Much more consistent than Anderson. Yeah, I believe that. Definitely, he's going to be a good physical player, Slafkovsky, and that's one of his strengths is his physicality.
I mean, Montreal historically has relied on a lot of speed and quick puck movement. I mean, I remember watching them against the Bruins many years ago, and I think now they're starting to turn more towards, okay, that was good, but now we need more than just, speed, scoring. We need bodies.
We need physical play. You're not going to win the big. You're not going to get to that big game without that physical play. And listen, if you look at it, last season or 2 seasons ago now, I guess we say, they didn't get to the finals because the team was soft. They got there. There was a good, with Weber, there was some good physical play there, and they needed to build on that and not back away from that.
Yeah, I think I was talking about this with Matt offline, and as much as I was rooting for the Canadiens in that year just because I loved that story. And plus Carey Price is just one of those players I absolutely want to see win a cup. I don't care what team he's with, I don't care where, but he's that guy, awesome guy. But I think last year, to be brutally honest, I don't think the Canadiens should have been in the cup final. But again, being that they were there, I was rooting for them, just for that underdog story. But I feel like they didn't really give Tampa the look that they could have given.
Oh, no. Okay. But they earned their way there, but they didn't do a good job of once they got there. Something was missing. I don't know what happened. They met the team that was better than them. That's what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, Price played his heart out too. I mean, that man is spectacular. So
Yeah, I just fear that he is not going to get another chance because I fear he's done.
No, I think he will retire a Canadian. There's no question about it. I think if it comes down to it, they will move him if he really wants a championship that badly to a potential contender, depending on where he sits and things like that. I see that as a potential possibility if he wants to chase the cup.
He's got to come back and play though.
Yeah, and I think that's his concern. He's what
He's
had
got
two knee surgeries, Matt.
Yeah. Listen, can I get you guys to take over for about 5 minutes? I got to go feed my dog.
Sure.
Can you can handle the show for 5 minutes? Hey, yeah. So I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, I'm leaving these two guys. You're in capable hands with them. I'll be back in 5. Thanks, guys.
I don't know about Can.
I'm just happy to be here.
Okay, I'll be back in a minute.
See who the Ducks pick. And Ducks select.
I mean, BL Duff, you said that Hughes is
Pavel
not.
Mintyukov. Saginaw, OHL.
I mean, yeah.
Defenseman.
Nordy, BL Duff just said that Hughes is not happy that the crowd isn't thrilled. I'm like, you can't please everybody.
No, and look, like I said, I trust Jeff Gorton. I mean, I really do. I mean, he drafted well with the Rangers. Look at where the Rangers are now. I mean, I think he knows what he's doing. He must have seen something that we just haven't seen. So I'm just excited to let it play out. And look, that first line is solidified now. I think the second line is now solidified. We just have to wait and see.
I think Rick was right. You guys need to move money.
Oh no, without question.
Unless you can convince Kirby Dach to take a bridge deal, but I mean it's a huge free agent year too. So I mean, there's a lot going on with that.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys could make a bid for John Klingberg if you free up cap space, but he wants like $9 million.
Yeah, no. Because if Caulfield keeps on the trajectory that he's on, I mean, he's going to get his extension, and that's going to be probably between 7.5 and 8 AAV.
I was trying to see if I could find something, whether or not there were trade rumors involving Jonathan Drouin. It doesn't seem like there's any heat around that.
No. Which sucks, because I want that contract out. Nothing against Drouin, the guy, but I want that contract out.
Matt, you know more about this than I would. Someone wants to know if Montreal will do other trades. Do you think so?
I think it's possible. Because we still have, I think 11 picks. Something stupid like that. And I don't think we're going to use them all. So, I mean, it depends. I don't think they're going to be as crazy as the Romanov one, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah, Duff, you have a point. Klingberg can't stay healthy all the time, but I think, I think that'd be a good bid for many teams who need an offensive defenseman. Go get Vince Dunn.
That'd be nice.
From Seattle. Their GM seems to know what they're doing. Maybe not. No idea. What's your thoughts on Joel Armia?
I like him as a depth guy, but he's
Some
just
people get rid
he's
of
not
him.
really consistent. Another trade just happened. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I can sneeze.
What? How early are the Coyotes picks?
I don't know. The Coyotes have a ass
They have a
load of
boatload.
them, though.
I mean, it's not like they're going to do anything with them. I mean, it's Coyotes need help. Is Geeky a defenseman?
Konagiki, I believe so.
Oh, God, jeez, the Sharks. I mean, the Sharks are lost anyway. I mean, they got nothing. No, he's not.
Coyotes get the 11th overall pick. The Sharks get pick 27, pick 34, and pick 45.
Sharks seem confident with what they have. I wouldn't be.
No, me neither.
They what? They lost to Pittsburgh, right? In 17?
Yeah, they made the cup final. I mean, I like John Lennon. I think he's got potential, but not with the way the team's built right now.
I don't know, Nordy. You got to entertain the guests. They're here. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, Nordy. I mean, Montreal looks good.
Yeah,
They can sign.
no, we'll just have to wait and see. But we get the right. I've been saying it for a while. We got the right guys in charge to rebuild the team. It's just a matter of how they do it, and how many years. I mean, Rick and I are kind of been in agreement. Probably 4 years. We're probably back in the playoffs, or at least right around there.
No, I think 2. You guys will be
if
there
it
in
goes
2.
well.
You guys might even make it earlier. I think.
I mean, I could definitely see that too. Yeah. No, I would agree. I think. Yeah, and because I mean, I think it also helps that we have such a. I mean, already even before this draft, we had a loaded prospect pool, so it kind of helps that we already had, for lack of a better metaphor, we already had like ammo. Now we're just adding to it. You know what I mean? We're just stacking it even more.
Yeah, I give you guys 2 years. I think you guys will be there. Matt, someone wants to know how you think Slafkovsky is going to play coming out of the gate.
It might take him a few games to kind of get accumulated to North American ice. But I think once he figures it out, I think he'll be okay. Again, we'll have to see how long it takes him to adjust.
I'd give him till November.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe sooner. I think probably November 1st to be. Yeah. Kind of get get adjusted.
Jake Allen is still under contract for this year. He's a UFA next year.
Yep.
I'm back.
Rick, while you were gone, you got a ton of questions about Slafkovsky, Jake Allen potentially being traded or moving on.
Let's see what we got here.
Rick, we did have a trade. The Coyotes traded for the 11th overall pick. from the Sharks in exchange for late first and 2 seconds.
And who did Anaheim take?
Anaheim took Mintyakov and
Oh,
the
Minty Chuk there, whatever.
whatever.
Mint Yukov.
Yep, and the Coyotes at 11 just took Connor Geekie.
They got Connor
Center.
Geekie. Yeah, I like Connor Geekie too. All right. So poor Connor Geekie's got to go to Arizona. He's a Canadian kid. Poor guy.
Because
all right.
I think when you focus on something like that, like, get under the guy's skin, sure, he'll definitely know that. But, learning the new system and all these professional athletes, I don't think they're going to retain all that information. I mean, sure, they might have some insight, but I think they still have to stick to their game.
I'm lost. Sorry.
Lucas is talking about Romanov, where he'll know how to necessarily beat the Canadiens and get under their skin.
Oh, I got you. Okay, I didn't see the comment there.
But I think I don't think that's necessarily true, because when you look at all the other trades that happen within a division, I think they're not focused on your team system anymore. They're focused on counteracting by using their current team system. I think it's
well, it's kind of what Marty St. Louis said. He doesn't care who the opponent is.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna. He doesn't coach them or prepare them like basically necessarily the opponent. It's play your game.
Mm-hmm.
This is how This is how you keep focused on playing your game and how you get. I guess
my coach said
where you win.
Yeah. My coach always said, play to the whistle. Doesn't matter who you're going up against. You play to the whistle.
Right, exactly. No, I guess that's the same thing, right? It doesn't. If you're always worried about who you're playing against, you're not playing your game. I guess that's the whole point, right? And you should always try to not be forced into the other team's game. I don't know where I left off at. Jeez. Back here, I think.
Blue Jackets are on the clock.
Get rid of Armia. Yeah, I don't know if they'll do that here. BL was right. He said, I say the Sharks take Geekie, and the Sharks didn't, but who was it that took Geekie? Arizona.
Coyotes.
In the Sharks spot there at 11.
Yeah, they made a trade.
I don't know where to start here. It just jumped on me. Sean says, I don't know how anyone could be upset so far with 2 6'4" players and all that. Because everyone was counting so much on Wright. I think, it's a little up. But I tell you what, it takes a lot of guts for them to. They must really believe in that kid, because they know they're going to take a beating if they're wrong. They might even both have to be like that could cost them their Montreal Canadiens career if they're wrong on this pick. Could they still be wrong? Yeah, but I mean, I think they really believe in this, and I'm going to have to trust in that.
Columbus pick is in.
Columbus at 12. Zero interest. Well, of course, who's going to be interested in Drouin? First of all, he's coming off an injury, and it's a wrist, and you don't know how he's going to be. So I don't see why teams would be interested in trading for a guy that they have no idea how he's going to play. And his last 3 years, he only played half a season anyway.
I mean, if Montreal's willing to retain salary because he's only under contract this year, I think you can move him, especially.
But I still don't think there's going to be interest even on with the retained salary, which seems to be the case, right?
If they retain 50%, and let's just say, Montreal just wants to get him off the books, at $2.75 million, I think a lot of teams might be interested in taking that risk.
Well, but then what if they aren't? Then that tells you something too, right? That teams really don't want to take a chance on him. Which
Yeah.
I tend to think is what's going to be. And he's on a contract year. Someone was on Twitter, watch, he's going to have 70, 80, or 90 points on his contract year. So he's really going to have to prove it for teams to be interested. I think I'm not surprised there was no interest in Drouin. Not at all.
No, but I think, Montreal also doesn't want to take that risk of trading him to a competitor, retaining half the salary.
And then he turns out to have a great year in a contract year.
Yeah.
And then they're going to look horrible. Yeah, it might be that too, right?
Yeah, but I think so. Montreal could also be wanting to ask too much in return for Drouin in that case. Like, oh, hey, here's this. But, they could always make a conditional pick that could be protected. There's ways around it, but
I'd kind of think they'd be willing to take a loss on trading him, but you might be right.
I mean, if I were you guys, yeah, I would. I mean, hell, if it meant offering a second round pick next year for you guys just to get rid of him and retaining, 50%, who cares?
How about what for future considerations, which is zero? Usually future means nothing. You're getting nothing for that. But yeah, I mean, at some point, but you know what? If he has an okay start at the trade deadline, they'll be able to move him for something.
Rick, who'd you have at 12?
Jonathan Lecker-Mackey.
12 to the Blue Jackets. Denton.
Yeah, Denton. Yeah, actually, I have that guy farther down, but I don't know a lot. Listen, I said in this video that I'm unknowledgeable because I am on a lot of these guys. And yeah, that guy apparently a lot better than I thought because I don't know anything about him. I had that guy, Denton, going pretty high, pretty far down at 24. Denton Matichuk. Moose Jaw Warriors. A little on the small side, but apparently pretty good. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't expect to hit too many of these picks of mine because I don't know much about these guys. So how are you on that, Cameron, with the USNDTP guys?
I'm sorry. Could you elaborate?
No. Well, what's your knowledge on those guys?
None.
That's it. Same here. So,
I gotta tell you, I rely on Matt a lot for prospects and things like that, and everything else. But I'm not that far into to hockey, so he's actually my source for a lot of that information. I'm more of like the trade rumor and
I'm a little bit. I'm not big. I find out about the guys that are going to be in the draft, in the month before, I'll get more knowledge, but I don't have time to learn about all these guys too. It's impossible.
I'm not a scout. I don't get paid for it.
No.
I'm lucky enough to get paid for my job, so that's where I'll keep it. So
it's not my strong suit, so I don't pretend that it is.
Yeah, but I mean, I love watching the World Juniors. I love watching the young talent.
It's a good tournament. Great tournament, the World Juniors. Yeah, I agree.
They're all respectful towards each other. It doesn't get nasty as much as they probably could have, but
Well, hockey players I find are better that way than basketball or football players. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not as big blind bags unless you're Pierre-Luc Dubois, but that's besides the point.
Right. Or there's a few others, but yeah. In general.
Yeah, Eric Lindros was another one that people praise him, but I absolutely hate him.
Whenever you mention Lindros, there's a local comedian here, Joey Elias, and he had this bit about the Lindros brothers after retiring, and with all the concussions, and they're sitting at their mother's table to eat, and mother serves them up a bowl of soup, and I think he picks on Brett Lindros here. He takes I like soup. And I just find that so funny because they've had so many hits to the head. So anytime anybody mentions Lindros, I think of that. He wasn't my favorite player when he wasn't my favorite player.
I just didn't like his attitude when he was drafted by, I think it was still Winnipeg. Yeah, they weren't the Thrashers at that point in time, but he literally came out and he said to them, "I'm not playing for you." And I said, "Okay."
He didn't. No, he was picked. Wasn't he picked by Quebec? and then they traded him to the Rangers and then to the Flyers, and they had to have a mediator decide who actually they traded him to first. And the Rangers gave them a ton, and they picked the Flyers, which gave him a good package. But I mean, not the Rangers gave them a ton for him. That's why they had traded him to the Flyers, but then the Rangers said, "Oh, we'll take that," but it's too late. You already traded the guy, so I'll never forget that. But yeah, it was the Nordiques that drafted him, and he wouldn't even stand up. I don't think.
Yeah, he did not. He openly admitted he didn't. Whatever. I can't remember what it was. I thought it was Winnipeg.
No, he said he'll play anywhere else. He's not playing for Quebec. He won't play there.
What a shame. And I think they won the cup too.
No, Quebec never won the cup.
Around that, really, they didn't. I can't remember then. There was a player that wouldn't play or whatever happened, and then they ended up winning. And he just goes, "Oh, well, that sucks."
What are you gonna do? But no, he wouldn't. He did not. He told them, "Don't draft me," and they did. You know, it worked out for them because either way, they got a good load for him, even from Philadelphia. So,
I mean, what sucks is as much of a crappy person he was a talented player, but it just irritates me even more that he was a talented player. I was hoping he'd be a bum just to prove me right, but just
no. It was his parents that were really the big problem. His parents were horrible. They were his managers. And it was them that made him not stand up for Quebec. Matt's trying to get back in. He wouldn't put on the jersey either, right? But I mean, Mario Lemieux wouldn't when Pittsburgh drafted him. So it kind of started with Mario Lemieux, but I mean, he wouldn't even. Yeah, he didn't want to do anything, Lindros. Anyway, no, they went to Colorado. No,
their pick.
Quebec went to Colorado, got Patrick Waugh in a trade, and then won the cup.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that happened.
Raw won the cup with Bork. I think that was 2001.
Yes, they did. They did when Bork went over there too, but they had already won the cup.
I think it was 99,
96.
96.
Yeah. Lindros should have been blacklisted. Well, I don't disagree, really. Sorry.
Blackhawks at 13 select Frank Nazar.
Yeah, see, I had him
center, USA National Development Program.
Yeah. Another small guy. So, see, they took a little bigger than DeBrincat, but not that much. So that's 13. So that was the pick that Montreal traded to them to get Kirby Dach. Next up is Winnipeg. I had them taking Marco Kasper because, very simple, Kasper, the friendly ghost. I thought if you put that name to him, it'd be perfect for Mark Scheifele, who doesn't show up and disappears when he plays against Montreal now.
I mean, that guy looked bug-eyed when he played you guys last year. I mean, that guy had a face like he was ready to kill somebody. I didn't believe it until Matt showed me the picture. I was like, oh,
yeah. I did a video and I used that face on the thumbnail. There was a rumor that he was on something. He might have been, but I think that look, he's just looks crazy when he's intense like that. He's one of those guys that just looks insane when he's really intense on something. So
yeah, I mean,
anyway,
too many smelling salts.
Yeah, that could be too. That'll open up your freaking eyes, won't it?
Yeah, I mean, for him to say this, I mean, him and Blake Wheeler, I think both want out. Yeah,
that's why, kind of thinking that here, Winnipeg's got to kind of go for a center. It's one of the reasons why I picked Kasper for them is he's a center. I know Wheeler's getting old, so just in that he might retire or leave. And I guess Scheifele's the other center. So is it Scheifele? Is Scheifele the center?
I believe Scheifele is their top center.
So I thought that's why they go for a center here. So I'd like next pick is Winnipeg. I wouldn't be surprised if they pick a center.
Well, I was surprised they got over Andrew Kopp. They get the trade deadline. I mean, that was
He went. Where did he go? He did well. Where I had him for a while in my fantasy.
New York Rangers, where he had a good start and then he kind of plateaued.
Yeah, and then I got I got rid of him after that.
But hey, they've had, but the only, I think, good couple picks that they've had, I think it was Hellebuck was their last, good pick that worked out for them.
Excuse me. Who was the name you said? The pick that you
Connor
mentioned?
Hellebuck, their goaltender.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that guy is absolutely insane, but
I mean, he. I had him last year as my goalie, and he just did not have a good year. Ray, don't bark, Ray. He really frustrated me, Hellebuck. He lost as much as he won last season, anyway. Yeah.
I mean, their defense is just, they have good
Yeah.
defense. They're all dirty. They're dirty hitters. A couple of them just don't really care. I mean,
Maybe that's where they go here. Is who's the defenseman? They might go for Olin Pickering here. There's another guy I hear some good things about.
Hako, he has 1 year remaining, 5.5.
Yeah, what is the last year? That's why I said at the trade deadline this year, I could see Drouin having to prove himself again a little bit, and then he'll be. They'll get rid of him at the trade deadline, I think. Because listen, even if he has a great year, do you trust Drouin to re-sign him? I wouldn't.
No, I don't know, but I mean, it depends. You know what I mean? I mean, I think he's a left-handed shot. He'll be good.
He put up points and all that. He's got too many other problems. I don't think Montreal's the spot for him. I think there's too much pressure playing here in Montreal for him.
He reminds me of when the Bees had Tyler Seguin. He reminds me of that hot-headed individual, except I think Drouin is growing up, but Tyler Seguin took a lot longer to grow up.
Yeah, I don't know about the hot-headed thing. I don't know. I never really felt that way. I just think he has too much trouble handling the pressure here in Montreal, being from the area.
I felt that when he was part of Tampa, not so much Montreal, because I think when he came here, or to you guys rather, he was kind of forced to grow up.
True.
Seguin never really did anything, and it's funny because now that the Bruins have Taylor Hall, the rumors were always with that, Taylor Hall was a cancer in the locker room, but no one ever talks about how Seguin actually would talk a lot in the locker room, and Zdeno Chara basically told him to shut up. So,
yeah, I didn't know much about Seguin there. It was a shock when they traded him, but there's reasons when a guy like that gets traded. Very simple, right?
Yeah.
There's usually a reason.
I didn't agree when Cirelli came out and basically said, if Seguin would have given us a quarter of what Patrick Kane did in the Cup final, we probably would have had the Cup. I'm like, sounds like that was something that you should have just kept in your own mouth.
Yeah, probably. Dvorak and Dadonov will be gone also by the deadline. I tend to think maybe that's where they move their money. Dvorak and Dadonov.
I think Dadonov's contract at his age is a lot harder to move than Dvorak.
Except that it's only 1 year, so.
Oh, then there's a possibility, but you have to retain some salary with that too. Not a lot. I don't think you would have to retain a lot, but a little bit.
But you can move that, I think, with 1 year.
Yeah.
With Dvorak, you got 3 years left, so I would think Dadonov might be easier to move. So I don't think he'll play in Montreal.
I think Dvorak you could move at any point in time because that contract, like I said, is extremely affordable.
Dvorak's contract's not bad or anything at all. And you know what? In the end, he had a good year. And under St. Louis, I think he had 17 points in something like 21 or 22 games. He had a good run with St. Louis. And his points total, if you prorate them over 82 games, was over 50 points or right around 50 points. So, a little improvement on his own numbers. And I thought he had a good year overall. So I think, he's movable for sure. Dvorak.
Well said.
Yes. Where are we at? Any
14.
Still nothing. 14. Oh my God! I don't know that we're going this whole. We're already at 9 o'clock, and we're not even halfway. It's crazy.
I have to ask, why is there such an affinity for Pierre-Luc Dubois from Montreal Canadiens fans? And don't take that personally, but I'm curious.
Well, besides the fact that he's Quebecois.
I think that's the big thing is that
That's got to be the big
it's
thing.
because he's a Quebecer.
Okay.
And he's big. But
How in the hell? Rutger
McGroarty.
McGroarty,
Yeah.
14th to Winnipeg.
Yeah, that's higher. I had him at 19, but yeah. He is a center right wing.
Yep.
So they went in basically they got a center right wing.
I don't think you get a first round pick for him bad enough. I don't think he's that good.
Well, go on. Hey,
But you probably get a second or third if you're just willing to trade picks.
where's that? Wait. Who has that about? There. Maybe get a first round pick for Dadonov? No. If he has a good year. No, because you're trading him at the deadline, if anything. No, I don't think so. I really don't think so, Peter. Hey, SE, how you doing, buddy? Adam. All's well. Hope for you too. Who do you think your Leafs are going to pick just ahead of Montreal's next pick? Toronto picks at 25. Montreal did good. They won't finish last next season. I did not expect them to finish last next season anyway, but they may finish higher than I might have thought next season, depending how all this stuff works out. But they changed this team.
Oh yeah,
they changed this team up pretty good. Gotta say. Oh, who's the dog?
It's my pup. He's very needy.
Yeah, it's okay. He's a dog. He deserves to be needy.
it's Amos.
All right. I love dogs. Goaltending needed, but I don't think this is a draft for goaltending. I don't know anything about goaltenders this year at all. I only know that the first goalie I saw listed in the rankings was like 82nd. So I don't expect tonight a goalie to be drafted in the first round. I don't expect that at all.
I think goalies being drafted in the first round are few and far between, aren't they?
They got to be pretty good prospects. So, but there's nobody this year. It doesn't mean there won't be a goaltender that comes out of this draft over time and is great, but there's nobody identified.
I mean, I think in the league right now too, there's a lot of surplus of decent goaltenders. Yeah, I mean,
they'll. I guess that was a question earlier about Jake Allen. I don't expect Montreal to move Allen at this point. No, I think we're gonna have Allen and Montembeault once again next season. Is what I think. I think that'll be their attempt to tank, is just by not improving the goaltending. I don't expect Carey Price to play much next season. I don't. Kind of what they maybe at best. Maybe a little more than he played this past season, but I don't really see. I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about Price's need. Now, then again, I didn't have a good feeling about this or that this in the draft, and I was wrong about them all. So, although I guess I was kind of right about Slafkovsky, right, Matt? I said I don't have a good feeling. I think they're going to draft him.
Yeah, no, we both kind of agreed too.
Yeah,
right before we came on.
So. No, Adam, I don't think Price is going to be ready to start the season. I don't see it. I don't see it happening. There's a lot of time to go, but I don't know. They're counting on this treatment that he had to avoid having surgery. If that doesn't work, he's going to have surgery this late. He's not ready for the start of the season. So, and I think that'll happen personally. So, but in the end, I do hope for the best, and I hope whatever the injection treatment that he had works. I hope it does, but I don't have a feeling that it will. So we'll see. Goaltending is really up in the air this upcoming season for Montreal.
Sorry, Amos is chewing on his bone quite loud.
Oh, don't worry about it. Do any of you three know what other players were on stage for Montreal for the Montreal pick? I know Suzuki was on stage, so maybe that means future captain next year. Yeah, I mean, I think so.
What are you guys running? 3 alternates at the current moment?
Yeah,
Mhm.
all year. Just A's. So they said they're going to have a captain in place. It's going to be Suzuki. And the fact that he was on stage and went up there with them, it's going to be him. Okay, we're still at Fort. No, we're still
15.
we're at 15 now. Vancouver.
Yeah, we are at Vancouver, and the pick is in.
Oh, a pick is in. Mine's not right because I got Minchikov here, so that ain't gonna happen.
You're still only on like 3, right? No pun intended.
I am on 3. Yes. Yes. It's okay. I didn't really expect to hit a lot of them. I'll be honest with you. I didn't really expect to. So.
Yeah, but I didn't expect you to only have 3 so far.
Jack, don't feel bad for Galley. They haven't named captain yet. But you'd think if Galley was going to be captain, he'd have been on stage.
I feel like just being part of the team for long doesn't entitle you to that.
It doesn't.
You know what I mean?
The direction is clear. They're going in a new direction, and it's very clear that means somebody that's not it's not going to be a veteran. So it's going to be Suzuki. Joe Pilata, yes, Dach and Anderson on line 2. It's going to be a hell of a line 2, I think. And probably, I guess, Drouin. Ray, stop barking. I guess, who'll be the left wing on that?
Jonathan Lekkerimäki.
Oh, they took so they're Lekkerimäki. I had him going 12th, but he went 15th instead. Buffalo's up next again. I got Buffalo taking Jimmy Snuggerud here.
I got Buffalo in last place next year.
Yeah, I don't know. They seem to be playing better now that Eichel's gone.
Yeah, did you hear his comments when he the Golden Knights returned, when he made his return to Buffalo after the game, what he had to say?
I probably did, but remind me.
He said something along the lines of, yeah, that's the loudest I've ever heard the building. I guess it took like 5 years for me to leave. I just like, you're not that, I mean, you're good, but you're in a struggling team right now, buddy. You just basically went from one dumpster fire potentially to another. So
especially with their cap situation and his costs. So
they're in danger.
Peter Hughes will not select his son tomorrow. As a matter of fact, there's a good chance Jack Hughes goes tonight and not to Montreal. There's a chance.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Ken Hughes already told his son he's not picking him too.
He's not.
Like everyone was okay with it, like, which was good.
Imagine if he takes him, and then considering he didn't take Wright, and people are kind of upset already, then he takes his son. How it's going to be looked at? Not very good. So they're not going to do that. That's nepotism, and it's not going to happen. Would I tank for Bedard next year, or do you want improvement? Well, I think they improved just right now. Would I tank for Bedard next season? I think with the team they're building right now and it's going to be on the ice, I don't know that they're going to be able to tank like that. The players won't do it. Coach won't do it. So
I personally think if you start tanking, you end up like the Edmonton Oilers with all those, top heavy players. You end up like the Toronto Maple Leafs with all those top heavy players, especially if you're going for forwards, then you end up in their position. You end up with a bunch of people that could probably put pucks in the net, but then you also have a situation where you're going to get scored against more often than you're scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that. Would I be unhappy if they got Bedard next year? No, I wouldn't be unhappy at all. But I think when you're seeing what they're doing tonight, I think they're not looking at tanking as a thing. If they finish there and they get the pick, but I don't think they're looking at the whole season saying, we're going to try to get Bedard.
Ken Hughes is trying to make another trade as we speak.
Ooh.
And I wouldn't honestly put anything past second or third round players. I mean, historically, there have been some excellent players that have come out of those rounds. Some
Oh,
even
yeah.
impactful than first round players.
Oh,
Often,
without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's going to be good players that come out of the, there's going to be some that come out of the next rounds, I think, for sure, without a doubt. If Montreal makes a trade here, who do you think they're interested in? I'm looking at my list here.
I think they put a Dadonov on line 3. Someone was commenting. I think your second line is going to be Hoffman, Josh Anderson, and Kirby Dach.
Who do they reach for here? Or who do they try? If they trade up here, who do you guys think they're looking at?
It might not even be a pick. It might even be a player already on market. That they feel. They could be moving salary out.
True. You mean a trade that's not for a pick? Okay, I see what you're saying. Right. That does happen. It does happen.
I mean, there's definitely other struggling teams out there, especially teams against the cap that are, will be looking to get that pick. They could probably couple that 26th overall pick.
Could be doing that, yeah. But I wonder who they'd be looking at here.
Sounds like potentially a Dallas pick.
A Dallas pick? That's 18. Dallas is at 18. Petrie and whatever for the rights to Klingberg and their 18th pick.
Klingberg's a UFA. You can't get his rights.
Is he already? I guess, yeah, that contract's, I guess that's, even though it's not UFA period yet, it's still, you might be right on that. Yeah.
I mean, you probably get him first in the re-sign phase, in the first couple days preceding the draft, but you're not really getting his rights. You're just getting
the right to negotiate with him before anybody else does.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, before a free agency period actually opens.
My dream trade, since we're talking about Dallas, not that it'll happen, but Norlander, Jake Allen, and 26 for 18, and the rights to Jake Ottinger. How sick would that be?
Yeah, you think Dallas would trade Ottinger?
Oh, probably. God, no. But can you imagine? I mean, that's the goalie situation solved right there.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if Montreal's trying to really turn it around that quick, which they might be, I could see that being, because I don't think they're going to worry about the goaltending, honestly, until they feel they're ready for that to make a difference. And I don't see that they're there yet. But I don't know. I haven't really got – I don't know if they got it all got my head wrapped around all the changes that just happened. Hey, Guru, how you doing? I wasn't expecting you tonight.
16th overall pick, Noah Ostlund.
Okay, Ostlund. Buffalo did take the pick?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I had Ostlund going late to Arizona at 27.
Oh, way off.
Way off. Ostlund.
I mean, I will give you this, too. There were some misses you had in there that were only off by a pick or two.
Yeah. This one
but this is kind of one of the first ones that was way off.
Yeah. No, I had a couple that were way, but this was way off. Believe me, anything I hit and it was accurate was totally luck. Believe me, it's totally luck. Because I had no idea who these guys really are. A little bit more now that we're at the draft than a month ago, but not a ton.
I can't wait until I see a video on the Romanov trade.
Oh. Thing is, I've got so much up to do in the next couple of days. I don't know when I'm going to get to anything about this. I hope I can get to it.
Well, I'm going to have nothing to do, so I'll make some videos for you.
You know that anytime. Waiting for I'm waiting for the evidence of it though. Well, not touche. Here's the perfect opportunity now. I'm kind of stuck for time for the next 2 days, so Like, and anytime you make a video, it'll go up. There's no problem, but it's perfect time. Do a video of your reaction to what happened tonight.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to, but I don't know if I'll be able to.
Your reaction now kind of says it all.
Well, I think I just have to cut out some clips from the early. I think that my reaction like that's enough to know how I felt. But you know what? I think I've had a quick rebound because I'm thinking about it and I understand where they're going and what they said their plans were. This is basically what, this is what they said. It's not anything I would have thought that they do, or these players anyway, but it is what they said they do. Conservative lawyer says Romanov trade is okay. You got to give something to get something. You're 100% right. I'm just not happy about it, but you're 100% right. You got to give to get. I think they're kind of deep in the prospect pool for defense that they felt that this was okay, and maybe they didn't feel they could re-sign Romanov. He's an RFA, so maybe that has something to do with it.
Right, Nashville's making the pick.
Ryan, I said that earlier, right? They're going to insulate. They're insulating Caulfield here, which they said that basically that's what they want to do by getting bigger. Nashville's on the board. Yeah, Nashville at 17. I have them taking Isaac Howard of the USNDCP.
They're getting big on defense. They're looking scary.
Yes.
I mean, they just got McDonough. They still have Ryan Ellis. They have Roman Yossi. I mean,
Ellis is in Philly.
No, he isn't. Oh, Matthias Ekholm. They still have Matthias Ekholm. I mean, those are three big dudes, and they're not shy.
Which team? That's Nashville, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, Yossi Saros might not be their guy.
Goalie?
Yeah.
A little on the small side, I think, is the reason, right? He's not one of those big goalies. Am I right? He's like short.
I think he's the average height for a goaltender, but he's definitely not Pekka Rinne, who was like 6'7" or something.
No, I think Saros is a little on the small side. I think, if I remember anyway. But still, I'm not surprised. I think that would be the reason why. Now, if you're not 6'3", 6'4", you're not like the right height for goalie.
Well, with the rule changes that they made with their pads, yeah, I would agree, because now they made some stupid rule a couple of years ago where they shrunk the leg pads because then people wanted more goals.
Yeah. Rugged English says your first pick, Dach and Anderson. That'd be a vicious line soon. I think Slafkovsky is definitely going to be line one.
They're about to announce the GM of the year.
Who?
Don Sweeney.
They're about to announce the GM of the year.
Oh, they're about to announce.
Yossi Saros is 5'11".
I said he's on the small side. He's not. Yeah, for a goalie, he's small. That's why they'd be looking to move on from him or bring in someone else.
Between Chris Drury, Joe Sakic, and Julian Brisebois.
It's going to be Joe Sakic just because they won the
It
cup.
has to be Joe Sakic.
Which I'm fine with because that's where I'm sporting my Colorado Avalanche shirt. So
it is Joe Sakic.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no question. I'm not.
Yeah, that doesn't shock me in any way at all.
I mean, that man is good at what he does. So I think he brought 3 people to help them. I think he brought in Cogliano. He brought in Arturi Lehkonen.
Yeah, I know he made some good moves. And he just picked up Georgiev.
He got the rights to Georgiev.
They'll sign him. But he got the rights to Georgiev. That's a pretty good pickup for them, I think.
I mean, half their teams on UFA, Kadri, and they're not
a lot of people to sign
Kadri.
No, there's going to be players they can't sign, obviously. Habs Guru joined us late. He doesn't know Romanov was traded. Romanov was traded. Oh, Matt, can you or Cam? Do you know the details? I don't remember the details.
Romanov was traded to the New York Islanders for the 13th overall. It was Romanov and the 98th overall pick to the Islanders for 13th overall, which was then flipped to 13th overall pick and the 66th overall pick to Chicago for Kirby Dach.
So Romy's on the island. He's an Islander. Huh. Yeah, I know. It's still a shock.
I don't feel good about that. That one sucks. They already have a decent defensive core.
Oh no, I think in the long run we'll be okay, but it's just a shock. That's all. Peter asks if they leave the number 1 pick overseas for one more year. No, I think he's ready to go. I think he starts the season unless he has a bad camp. He starts the season and goes from there. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely going to have him put on weight. I think they're going to see how much weight he puts on.
Slafkovsky?
Yeah.
He's 220 already.
I know, but like more, that's
muscle. Okay,
yeah. Yeah, they're gonna want muscle. I mean, obviously, if you ever see, have you ever seen these videos of the players that they put out? Like, it's kind of like the time cap videos where they start current year and then go backwards, or when they were drafted and then go forward. You see like their evolution of like how their body morphs. I feel like,
course. But how much bigger can he get? He's already 220.
I feel like there's still some chunk there, so you'll probably see him like be a little bit more solid.
Okay, yeah, I could. Yeah, I mean at his age, from what I understand, though, physically he's ready.
But yeah, I think they'll probably see how. That's my thought. I think they'll see how much muscle weight he puts on, and if he's capped out at it, then it will depend on his training camp. I agree with you guys there.
Yeah, no, it'll be his training camp will decide. But there's still, I think, if he has as long as he has a decent camp, he's going to start the season with Montreal.
Where he starts, though, that will be an interesting question to get him to get to root him into the NHL. They'll probably
honestly though, if he's got to start on the first or second line. You don't get a guy like that and say, "Oh, we'll put him on the fourth line." No, he has to start on the first or second.
I think middle 6. I think that can be a common thing. I don't think 3.
I think he benefits. Honestly, I don't think he benefits being a third line guy at all. But I think you send him back if it's going to be third line. Personally,
I wouldn't call it permanent, but to get him settled.
No, I get that. And you might be right. First few games, but I don't know. For me, you're having him on the team for first or second line, in my opinion. But no, you could be right. Just to start the season, and then he'll work his way up to the. That could be. It could be.
Someone wants Gooley for Jesse Puljujarvi, and I would not touch. If I were any team, I would not touch Jesse Puljujarvi with a global-sized stick.
Yeah, I call him.
But not only that, but I'm not. You're gonna have to pry Caden Gooley from my cold dead hands. He's way too good.
There's a few words I would describe Puljujarvi, and they both begin with P, but I can't say that on a family-friendly show. So,
is it just me, or does Puljujarvi remind anybody of like a Special Olympics athlete that made the NHL?
He just reminds me of another wine bag that is just like, I'm so good, I want this money, but
not, though.
And then I just suck. No, he's the money he was asking for when he was holding out at Edmonton. I was like, you think you're as good as Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl?
Yeah, not happening.
Okay, not a shot. I
mean, he's okay, but not for any kind of money. Is Gooley in the NHL next year? Yeah, I think. He makes the team and he doesn't look back. Personally, I guess I better look up the C contract we got from Chicago. Oh, Dach. Yeah. What was Dach's draft year? What year was that? KK's draft year?
I mean, he's only 21.
So was the year before KK or the year of the draft we got KK? Not sure.
I'll tell you right now.
Gooley looked solid at the Memorial Cup. Was a pleasure watching him play live. Yeah, Gooley's going to be a good one.
Kirby Dach was drafted in 2019.
Yep, 3rd overall.
So it was the year after KK.
Yep.
Yeah.
He made $3.5 million, so you guys might be able to get him on a bridge. He'll probably want 4.5 at minimum.
Who's that? Dach?
Kirby. Yep.
And he's what, RFA?
He is an RFA, yes.
Yeah, so that, and they'll have to sign him soon. How long? Wait a second. How long out of his ELC is he?
Excellent question. All I'm seeing is that his AAV.
His ELC would have just run out.
Oh, I'm sorry. His annual average, including his bonuses, was 3.5. He's making 925, but he'll probably want 3.5 then. If If he's going to go on a bridge deal,
to the Predators.
Yeah. I would think they're gonna have to, Ray. Stop, Ray. I would think they're gonna have to sign him to a bridge deal. I don't know how they're gonna afford to sign him to a big contract right now. Harry just came back in. Not a fan of Slav at all. He's not happy.
It was Joachim Kemmel to the Predators.
Kemmel. Oh yeah, Kemmel dropped.
Yeah.
No, that's
had high hopes for him.
Yeah, he dropped. I had him up higher. So, Jesus. So, is there a deal here, Dallas and Montreal, or I guess not?
I don't know.
I guess Hughes didn't pull off any kind of wasn't able to pull off a trade. Oh well. So we still have it's this rate, man. I don't know when we're getting to the 26 pick. I'm gonna try to go that long, but we're already at 9:30.
I'll give you guys Craig Smith and a couple of bags of pucks for the 26th pick.
No. You know what? I think they're gonna take this Nathan Gaucher kid. So no, I'd rather have an opportunity for the future than not. Legit, that was probably the worst way the Habs could have started my birthday. I'm not in a good mood at all. Harry, it's okay. I understand, man. I understand. But you can't let this stuff get to you like that, though. You really can't.
Mm-hmm.
You really can't. Oh, jeez, my ears, it's killing me. No, you really can't let that shit get to you. It's just
you gotta look at
healthy. It's not healthy. Sorry, I couldn't hear what you said.
Oh no, I kept on talking over you. That's my fault.
No, it's okay.
To solidify, what you were saying, Rick, too, Harry, you got to look at how far Shane Wright dropped. So, if 3 teams overlooked him, it might not just be him botching the interviews. It could be something else.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see New Jersey not picking him because they've got the centers. They didn't really, I could see that. But when he went past Arizona too, I got to think there's something. I don't know if we'll ever find out, but something.
Yeah, and Arizona is desperate for centers too. And I looked at Seattle's team. They're not too desperate for centers. They have Yanni Gord and Alexander Wenberg as their 1 and 2C. That's not.
They got Matty Benitez coming up.
Yeah, and they don't have really bad centers, but I wouldn't say they're in desperate need. But take the best player that's available and take Shane Wright.
Yeah, so that's where I guess he was judged to be. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's shocking. It's surprising for me anyway. And yeah, it is what it is. Though we now have Slafkovsky, and the first line is pretty much set as long as he works out and he's not a bust. Which I'm not calling him a bust, and we won't call him a bust for a number of years if that works that way. But I think he'll do well here. I never said he wouldn't. I wanted Shane Wright.
Oh, that was quick from Dallas. I wonder if there is a trade.
Is there a trade?
I don't know. The pick is in thing came on like 3 seconds into Dallas being on the clock.
Oh, maybe there is a trade.
I don't know. In the NFL draft, and it comes in that quick, it means it's a trade.
Yeah. Yeah, I
That's
think
my son.
everyone's a critic too in the draft, right? Because all the scout. I mean,
Well, of course, yeah.
problem is relying on the scouting reports. That's the GM's job,
Mhm.
and there's much more behind the scenes than we could ever possibly imagine. Yeah, it's one of those elements. I mean, I think it's a good pick. And you have Martin St. Louis, a former Stanley Cup champion, coaching that team. I think he knows what he's doing as a coach. I think he's a great coach.
Yeah, I don't know how much input he had for the pick. Somebody, Peter, put up about the lost development year from Wright, and I wonder how much that had to do with this. The year that he didn't play because of COVID. So I wonder how much that had to do with him dropping. Montreal obviously wanted a player that was going to be ready or they felt would be ready this year. That's just my thought. Where are we at this draft here now? We're waiting
18.
for. Okay, so the pick was in, but not in yet.
Oh no, Dallas is making the pick.
Okay, so we're getting there.
Mm-hmm.
No trade, no Montreal moving up. Yeah, I don't think Montreal's moving up here anywhere. I think we're going to get the 26th pick. And why? Because I think they made enough movement here. I don't see them making any other moves to change anything. Not here. I think down in the neck tomorrow, and then I think they might make some movement with their draft picks and stuff, but I don't think tonight. How much further up can they move it that it makes sense to trade somebody? I don't know. Do we make the playoffs next year? No, I don't think so. Yeah, the Rugged English, the Hawks seem to really be blowing up that team. So I don't know what their plans are. I mean, they're in for a big rebuild there, obviously. But us making the playoffs next year, I kind of doubt that. I can't see that.
Dallas pick is Leon Bichel.
That's off the board. How do you spell it?
Bichsel.
He's not on my top at all. That's a reach.
Defenseman out of Sweden.
That's a reach a bit there. He's not in the top. He wasn't projected to be in the first round at all, or even close. That was somebody who was probably a high second round pick that they reached out for.
Rugged English, I think your assessment on the Hawks wanting to play beer level hockey is kind of an overstatement. They're in Pee Wee.
Oh, they should have gotten St. Louis to coach. I'm just joking because that was his only coaching experience. Yeah, I mean, they're blowing up their team. No, I read about this, that they might be doing this. So, they're going for a major rebuild.
Well, was it you said Tane and Case can go kick rocks? So
no, I said worse than that, like more definitely with more oomph to it than kick rocks. Yeah, I don't really care. I expect they'll trade Kane anyway.
That's going to be a hard contract.
Somebody will go for it.
Yeah. I mean, I was talking to Matt earlier, but we were talking like superstar trades. I think the Capitals need to move on from Ovechkin while they can, because that team doesn't have anything.
Yeah, trade him back to Russia.
No, I want to see him break Gretzky's record.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know. He just signed. Didn't he just sign an 8-year deal or something like that? 6 years?
Ovechkin? No, it was less.
No, didn't he just didn't he? I thought he signed a new contract, Ovechkin.
Yeah, but I don't think it was for 6 years.
It was for as long as he figured he'd need to break the record, I think.
I think it was only 4 years. Let me go
Maybe,
check
but he
that.
just signed a new that's what I'm just saying, but he just signed a new deal with them, right?
It was 4 years at 9.5.
Yeah, well, that's what he figures he needs to get the record. I don't know how many he's away now, but I know he's close.
He
They
has 4
probably do
years
it.
remaining. He signed it last year.
Yeah.
And he has a modified no trade clause effective now.
Oh, yeah, okay. Habination says they didn't hire any new scouts. It's the same guys that drafted McCarron. I don't know if that's true. You've got a new director of scouting, and I don't know about how many new scouts are in or out. I don't know about that, but it is a new director of scouting. Oh God, who is it? Can't think of the name for some reason. And two of them, one in Europe and one here. So, I mean, there's that. So, I don't know if it. Listen, you know what? We're upset, but only time's going to tell if they're correct. So, I don't want to hate this management group just yet. So, I'm gonna trust that they know what they're doing.
Oh, Minnesota Wild pick is in.
Minnesota at 19. The guy I have here is picked already. So, Jimmy Snuggerud. How's that? I don't know why I picked Snuggerud, but I looked down and that's the first name I saw.
To any Habs fan is upset against the Shane Wright lack of pick, all I have to say is time heals all wounds. It's what I tell my ex-girlfriend.
It's true. It's true. Listen, time will tell. And, it could be by the end of next season, we're going, oh, man, love that pick that they made, Slafkovsky. That could happen. So I'm just going to be open to that because I have to cover the Habs. So I don't want to be covering them in hate.
We'll see how that rolls out when the season starts. I don't know. I've seen you have a temper sometimes, I guess.
Oh, me? No, I'm not. Listen, I'm not. I'm disappointed. That's all. I'm not. I'm not a Slafkovsky hater. I still don't think he was the first. But listen, we don't know some of the things these guys know. I've said this. We don't know. I don't know what they know. They obviously see something something in Wright that we didn't see that they didn't like. And other teams must have agreed, or a couple other teams agreed. I don't know. I'm just disappointed, is more than anything.
I mean, I'd also bet you St. Louis was involved in those interviews too. Like they definitely don't meet with the GM.
No, he talked about it. He said if they ask him, he's not going to stick his nose in it. If they don't want to know, if they ask him his opinion, he'll tell them it's not his decision. Doesn't expect it to be his decision, and it's not. But he'll give his opinion. I'm sure he did that, but I don't think he was involved in the actual final decision. I don't. I really don't. And not to say, well, that's I think he's happy with either guy. I think St. Louis is happy with either guy. What his opinion of them, I don't know, but I think he's happy either way. Could the NHL ban Russian? Could NHL ban Russian athletes? Wimbledon just did. They could. They haven't, but they could.
They'll lose a quarter of their athletes.
No, they won't. I don't think they'll ban guys that are here already. I kind of thought they might say you can't draft any guys that are playing in Russia right now. Russian guys that are here already in North America playing. That's different, but they haven't done that. So, Larry, was Bob McKenzie wrong? I don't. Ask me in 4 years. I'll tell you then. Maybe I don't know. Wright seems a bit arrogant. That's what is the only knock I heard about Wright, was that some of the scouts and stuff were put off by his surety that he'd be number one. And maybe there's something to that. And maybe that's what they didn't like about it. I don't know. I don't know.
Liam Ogren, number 19 overall.
19, Ogren. I had Ogren going 18 to Dallas. So I was only off by one. One thing I'm a little surprised at that I wasn't wrong was Yurov. Highly rated. I thought I was wrong. I have him going to Washington next. But he did drop. So I wonder if he'll go here to Washington next. Because I thought he'd be hard to get out of Russia. But the funny thing was, I read that he was here in town for the draft. So I went, oops, that was a bad call. And yet he's still available. So maybe not. I just figured, with Ovi's got connections to get these players out of Russia. Just has to call up his buddy. That's a bad thing. I shouldn't say that. I don't know if that's true or not.
Larry, I think that will only make Wright worse.
What's that?
He asked if being on a crappy expansion team known as the Seattle Kraken would actually shape him up. I think that would actually only increase his ego, especially if he's going to be that one player that actually performs.
Could be right there. Yeah.
I feel like that doesn't really, for someone who's already arrogant and thinks that they're God's gift to the world, I don't think that helps them. I think that actually only makes their ego larger. And
but okay, so Harry says Wright might be arrogant, but I'd rather a guy who is confident in himself and wants to go first overall, a guy who isn't confident, than a guy who isn't confident and doesn't believe in himself. Then you should actually like Slafkovsky. Slafkovsky's confident in himself. I don't think you can say he's not. And I think he wanted to go first overall as well. But his answer to that was, it doesn't matter. I want to be known as the best player to come out of this draft when it's all said and done. He said, that's more important to me than being first overall. Doesn't matter where I'm drafted. Apparently that scouts and shit like that answer then writes, I deserve to be number one answer. That's apparently. But I think Slafkovsky's confident in himself. So I don't know if that's a good argument, Harry.
I think if you want arrogance and there's a difference between arrogance and confidence, and being someone who's hired people, for positions, that there is that difference. Like when you interview someone, for example, there is a difference between being interviewing a confident individual and then being like I said, interviewing someone who thinks that they're always right and that they're God's gift.
Right.
And you
confidence and cockiness are not the same thing.
Yeah, and it comes down to how those it's not just him on the team, right? There's 17 other players that he has to play with, and if those 17 other players lose confidence in him, then they're not going to want to defend him. They're not going to care.
No, exactly. That's right. But I don't know that that's a problem with Wright from what I can gather from his junior teams. So. I don't know. I think.
Capitals pick is in.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I hope we find out what made them think this way. Andrew, is something going on there? I agree with that. I believe you're saying yes, stand with the Ukraine type thing. Is something going on specifically tonight? I didn't hear about. Harry, that's a quote from him. I read that today. That's a quote from him. He doesn't care, but he is confident in himself. I don't think that's a problem with Slafkovsky at all. Must be something, babe. I don't know. I don't know if we'll ever find out. Harry, I feel the same way in a bit, but I think we'll be happy in the long run. I think we'll be happy with Slafkovsky too, but I still want it right. I mean, I still think that. My friend Pat says we're flogging a dead horse. Move on. I'm going, Pat. I'm going by what I'm chat's saying. We are flogging a dead horse. It's done anyways. Listen, this is where we're at. We got Slafkovsky, and I'm going to support it. I'm going to support it. Guedon says they can say whatever they want, political or not, as long as they produce on the ice. And that's how we'll judge it, what they do on the ice. Will Price ever return to the league, or is he having career-threatening problems? It's career-threatening. Will he come back? I don't know. I think he will. I still don't know to what extent, but I don't know. It's really up in the air. Oh, Larry, I see what you're saying. We'll see how that works out. I don't know what to say about it.
Capitals take Alex Ovechkin's fellow countryman, Ivan Miroshnichenko.
Oh, they took him. This is the guy that had the blood disease last year. I thought he dropped further than that. You know what? He could turn out to be a really good steal there. He could.
Nori, in case you were wondering how to pronounce the name, it's Miroshnichenko.
It's Miroshnichenko. Miroshnichenko. Yeah.
Helps having a Russian in here, doesn't it?
I'm not good with my Russian. Andrew, thank you for the super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you. Andrew will be in the draw. He'll. I don't know what I'm saying. He'll be in the. His name will go in for the draw. I'm not sure what I'm giving away yet. I haven't gotten that prize yet, but I give away something every now and then for donations to the channel. And so if you give any money to the channel, you'll get into that. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate that. Some Andrew hype and some Dono hype in the room. I forgot to say that because it's kind of been a while. Oh, while I'm doing that, Habs Guru, thank you once again for your Dono. Habs Guru, he donates a different way. So, but thank you for the Dono. So, Habs Guru hype in the room as well. Take that down.
He had lymphoma.
Yeah, Hodgkin's lymphoma, like Mario Lemieux had.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was treated right away, and apparently he's going to be okay. But I thought that because of that, he dropped to the end of the first round. I actually had him as the last pick in the first round. So there's that. Grimes likes Slafkovsky. Habs just got big as rhymes with truck. I'll miss Romanov, but time will tell with Dach. Habs just got way bigger. They insulated Caulfield big time here. And time will tell, if it's the right way to go. Is Brad Lambert still available? He is. Yes. Lambert, who I had going 10, is still available, so he's dropped.
Pittsburgh is on the clock.
Yes, Pittsburgh at 21. I have defenseman Owen Pickering of the Swift Current Broncos going to Pittsburgh. We'll see if I'm right. Probably not.
I don't know, man. I like Pittsburgh this year, too. They might have a chance at it. They're going to be able to resign everybody.
They have a chance every year, that team. They just you can never really write Pittsburgh out of it.
I mean, Mike Sullivan's just a good friggin' coach.
Yeah, I mean, they're doing something right there, keeping it going year after year,
And their GM picks the right people. He gets rid of the money. I mean, that guy must have been an accountant somewhere because he knows how to handle it.
Didn't Sakko Koivu have Hodgkin's disease too? What did Sakko have? I think so. I think Sakko had the same thing.
Let me see. Yeah.
And listen, he came back and he played well after. So I just thought that the guy would drop because it just happened last season. So I thought that would drop him. Yeah. I think it did, but it didn't drop him as far as I thought he'd go. Grimes hopes we get one last Habs trade, including Petrie or Hoffman or both. I added the both. Was that Cam?
I think you keep both.
I'm not sure. I really think there's a good chance Hoffman gets moved at some point in the offseason.
I think he would just be good size on your second line as your left winger because you have him, Dach.
You're going to be overstacked though on the left. Think of it: Slafkovsky, Drouin, Hoffman. You might have a little too much there.
You're assuming Drouin plays. That's the thing. So if you're,
he's supposed to be.
He'll play 2 games and he'll be like, my wrists, they hurt.
Well, I'll tell you, the other wrist that was operated on the last time, it did take him a couple of years to get back to. So yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if he's just shit this year. But it's a contract year. He kind of has to play good to sign a good next contract. But yeah,
Koivu had Burkitt's lymphoma. He had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma.
Isn't that what Lemieux had? Non-Hodgkin's.
I don't know what Lemieux. That's just what Saku Koivu had.
No, Lemieux had non-Hodgkin's. Same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Grimes' 6 years of Letang is questionable, though. We talked about that earlier, and yeah, we all agree on that.
Oh, Chris Letang is making the pick.
Well, that's fine.
That makes sense. You just got a big payday.
Yeah.
I mean, they're stuck with him until he's 41 because no one's going to want that contract as he gets older.
No, honestly, you can see that the last 3-4 years of that contract, he'll be on the LTIR.
Here's the thing: they just can't put him on it. They have to have justifiable cause. So if he's not hurt, but able to play, then they have to do something with him.
No, I get it, but you got to figure that's probably how it's going to end out, or they're going to buy him out or something.
And Rick gets another one right. Owen Pickering.
I got that one right. Yay! Yeah, I just felt their defense. I just didn't think they were. Well, I didn't think they were going to sign Letang. I wasn't sure, so I thought even if they do or not, it's a good time to start restocking the defensive prospects. And I don't know what their situation is, but I made a good pick. That's 4. And we're what, 21? That's 4 out of 21 I got right. That's not really good numbers. But hey, it is what it is. So next is Anaheim from Boston. Yep. I have them taking center Yuri Kulich. He didn't go yet, did he? No, Kulich didn't go yet. So I have that, yeah. He's from Czechia.
Grimes and Harry, I think your second line is going to be Hoffman, Dach, and Anderson. I think those are going to be your 3, and I think they move on from Dvorak and Dadonov.
I don't think that they got Dach to play wing. Yeah, I don't really see them having Dach. It might work out that way. I don't think that's their plan, though. So I would agree. Although I think Dadonov and Dvorak could both go. So I kind of see Hoffman. Like if Dadonov and Dvorak can go, Hoffman will stay. I'll agree with that. So I can see Hoffman, Dach, and Anderson as the second line. Because Anderson's not going to play on the first line, and Anderson's not a third liner. I don't think so. So there's going to be some movement here yet for Montreal. If not here in the draft, there's going to be some trades. This is not a set lineup. They've got some extra guys to move out.
Yeah, and I think we're beating a dead horse with it, Rick. But I think you and I can't mention enough, and nor you too, that Dvorak's the easiest contract for you guys to move.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think Dvorak will be a guy you can move out and get an okay return as well.
Yeah.
You might have to take the loss on Dadonov. You might have to take a bit on that. He's a little older.
He's still okay. Good for like 20, 25 goals a year.
But that's okay. They need to move the salary. So getting Dadonov's $5 million or Dvorak's $4.5 million off the board. So it'd be good for them. You know, they have to do it.
I think he's a little streaky.
Dvorak?
No, Dadna.
I don't know enough about him, to be honest with you. So
He definitely can be. I would agree with that, Cam. Yeah. No,
I think
can
he
be.
reminds me of a Jake DeBrusk. When he's hot, he's hot. When he's cold,
when he's not, he's not. Matt, Pat says to wake up. Matt is he's searching the internet. First of all, he's announcing the trades, so I need Matt to be looking at his phone because that's where we're getting the info from.
And the Anaheim Ducks pick is in.
Anaheim Ducks.
Habs should be coming up soon. St. Louis, Minnesota, Toronto, and then us.
Wouldn't shock me if they go with a defenseman, but I have them with that center.
Who?
Ducks.
Oh. Who would you say you had the Canadiens taken at 26?
Nathan Gaucher, center from Quebec Rempart. I've heard talk about them being interested in him from a few months ago. So he's still available. Their pick is coming up. I can see them doing that. There's still a few other guys here that could be good.
They're showing the Penguins draft table, and the Bruins almost right behind them, and everyone's looking at each other like, what are we doing here?
it's my question.
They don't really. What are they? They don't have a pick in the first round. Am I right?
John Sweeney has something already. He's picking his thumb out of his butt. That's what he's doing.
Maybe he was
That's
hoping.
true.
Maybe they were hoping for a trade to make a trade so they can get a pick.
They don't have any assets to trade. That's the thing, and I don't think anyone wants Craig Smith, Mike Riley, or they're not worth first-round picks. The only person that we have that would probably be worth it would be Jake DeBrusk. And
You're not getting a first-round pick for Jake DeBrusk.
no, but he would be coupled with somebody like you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
you
okay.
know what I mean? Jake DeBrusk and another player, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? But, or Pasternak, who's arguably worth 2 to 3 first-round picks at his current state.
True, but I mean, if they're going to get a first-round pick, obviously going to be a late one.
No, this is
Something like that.
this Ducks pick was actually the pick that the Bruins traded to get Lindholm.
Yeah, what another great soft guy. He got absolutely obliterated by a Carolina player who's like smaller than him. What a wimp. But I love him. I digress. This is a Hab show, not a Cam's whining show. Not a Cam's whining show.
Cam's rants. Dadonov was clutch after that failed trade. It's true. Matter of fact, scored a big goal for them in the playoffs.
Mason McTavish announcing the pick.
Dadonov will probably be gone at the deadline. Yes, that's probably true as well.
And Rick will be a sad boy.
Not
22nd
right.
overall, Nathan Gauthier, Quebec Rempart.
Oh, Gaucher's off the table. At number 26 from the Northeastern University of the NCAA, center Jack Hughes. Maybe now they got to pick. He might be the best player available. I don't know. Shit, I don't know now who Montreal might go after. Maybe now they'll try to trade that pick. Maybe they might not have been planning to. Maybe now they'll try. What pick are we at? We are at number 23 now, St. Louis. Number 23. Jean-Paul says Brad Lambert still on the board. Maybe Montreal goes with Lambert. Grimes says Leafs will probably take Lambert. That could be.
The Leafs need something, man.
No, the Leafs don't need anything. They can go blow themselves for all I care.
You know what? As funny as it, I was not rooting for Tampa Bay to win, but I was rooting for Toronto to lose. If that
Yes.
makes sense, like
No,
that
it makes 100% makes sense.
like I was watching Game 6, and I will say this: there's no question in my mind that Tampa Bay was 100% gifted that game, but that doesn't matter. You still got to go out and win that next game. And for the fourth or fifth year in a row, they just couldn't help but poo-poo their pants. That's all they just couldn't get out of their own head.
Yeah, of course, because that's their curse. I think they're cursed.
Well,
That's
that's
the
what,
coaching. Sorry.
that's what a couple fans have said, that they're saying that they think they're cursed. I'm like, no, I think you just have Mitch Marner swearing too much at the end of it, saying, I'm sick and tired of this shit. I'm just like, well, play better.
No, they're cursed. They're cursed. Because
Or, you know, don't throw the puck out of the rink when you have, 5 minutes to like blast it down the length when you're in the PK.
But they're cursed. First of all,
That was hilarious. I pissed my pants laughing.
first of
when
all,
he did that.
they're cursed because they're from Toronto, so that's a curse right there. And they're just cursed.
Now, I was talking about it with my other buddy who's into hockey, and Matt knows him, Nick, and we were just like, there's nowhere else for them to go. They've done everything right. They just can't figure it out. And I think that's absolutely hilarious.
That's because they're from Toronto. What do you expect from Toronto?
Oh, it is. It's hilarious. And the funny thing is, if they can't re-sign Jack Campbell, their starting goalie's Peter Mrazek.
Which is great. That is a tier 1 goaltender.
How much better is having Campbell? I mean, Campbell, he's okay.
Oh, I'd take
I
Jack
don't know that
Campbell
he's
over Peter Mrazek. I would
Okay,
take
but-
Jack Campbell.
But is he a starting goaltender for a championship team? I don't know.
No, I would take a
No,
cardboard
listen.
cutout. No,
I would take like the cardboard cutout you put in the net to shoot at.
No,
over,
I would
uh,
take
over
a
Peter
cardboard
Mrazek.
cutout of Scott Sterling over of any of them. I would take a singular snowflake and just put it right at the exact center, and just be like, "There you go."
Okay, I'm just gonna turn my cam off for a sec. I gotta do something. I'm not doing this on camera, but I gotta take my meds. I don't have them prepped, so just take myself off camera. But keep talking. I can hear you. There we go. See the nice picture?
It's better than my C.
It's better to your C. I don't know about that. So who's up on the board now? Where are we at? St. Louis.
St. Louis.
I have
23,
them
and the
taking.
pick is in.
I have them taking Luca Del Belluz. I just thought that name is St. Louis, so that's what I have them taking.
So I guess after the Habs took Slafkovsky, Kent Hughes took time to go up and meet with all of his family.
Took the time to go meet with.
Slafkovsky's family.
Oh, well, they're gonna have to get to know them.
No, it's still like that's a classy thing to do.
Of
Does he
course.
have a single sister?
Listen, do you know how big? I mean, this kid is now super important to them. What? Oh, I'm at the end. I gotta order my pill. I didn't order my pills. Oh, good thing I have 2 left. I gotta order my meds. Shit.
Mrazek is the Leafs' path to Connor Bedard. Know about that one.
Mrazek. Oh, could be. Could be. I'll make a note. Geez, I don't want at least get Connor Bedard. My God, no. Give up on hockey.
They don't have any money. I know it's only $975,000, but they don't have any money.
Well, that they can swing. Imagine how much money they're spending on their
St.
top
Louis
four.
Blues select Jimmy Snuggerud.
Snuggerud. I had him going way earlier at 16. All right. I got that done. I'm back. Snuggeroo to St.
Oh.
Louis.
We got a trade.
We got a trade. Minnesota's pick. Minnesota's at What?
Frank. This is from Frank Saravelli, not 100% confirmed, but this is what he's saying.
all right.
Peter Mrazek in the 25th overall pick to the Blackhawks for the 38th overall pick.
Toronto just traded their way out of the first round. Oh well,
Hey.
that's not. Listen, how that they never make the first round. No, wait a second. I'm gonna say that they traded their way out of the first round. It's the first time in a long time they got out of the first round. There you go.
Wait, why the hell do the Hawks want Peter Mrazek?
They have no goaltending there.
I would still much rather. Again, we talked about cardboard cutouts. Give me a cardboard cutout.
They got no goaltending, so that's an improvement.
You know what, Rick? Send me a cardboard cutout of your face, and I will put it on the net, and I guarantee you, your face will make at least one more save than Peter Mrazek.
Of course, because I'm so handsome.
Might not be if you're getting all the pucks to the face eventually, but that's
Well, no, I'm so handsome. They're gonna go. Oh, we can't shoot at this guy. We're gonna miss the net on purpose. That's what's gonna happen. Yeah, I heard all the laughing. Don't worry. I was gonna read something. Where did it go?
Zach Cassian apparently to Arizona.
For what though?
I don't know. Harry just put it. I don't know if that's a hope or just something.
Grimes says Lankinen better than Mrazek. I agree with that. I had Lankinen for not last season, the season before in the fantasy. He did okay. I don't know what he did last year though. It's true. So they had Lankinen. The Leafs had no goaltending. Haven't ever heard the news. They still have no goaltending. Well, they just traded away part of it.
I think their only goaltender on the books right now is Shalgren.
Yes. I think you're right.
Bettman just announced a trade. Which one was it?
Zach Cassian to Arizona. No?
Waiting to see it.
But
Oh, no, he's probably saying that the Wild are on the clock. That's probably what
Oh.
it was.
Yeah, the Wild are on the clock, yeah. So there's no trade happening. Well, there is a trade, apparently. Elliot Friedman's announcing it, so probably right.
Is there a trade you like happening? Probably.
Oh, my God. Mrazek had a no-trade clause.
He had no trade clause?
Oh, Kyle Dubas. Oh, what are you doing?
Gotta love him.
I swear, Kyle Dubas as a kid must have spent too much time on teeter-totters because he is extremely top-heavy.
Kyle Dubas as a kid was a nerd, and everybody hated him, and he always wanted to be an athlete, so he grew up to do what he's doing now, and now he wants to be friends and wants the athletes to like him, so he gives them ridiculous contracts.
But he's a nerd. That doesn't make any sense. You think he'd be good with numbers?
He probably is, just he loses his mind when it comes to hockey. I don't know.
He gets a little too excited. He's a little slow, but he's got spirit.
There you go. And he loves them hockey players.
Hey, I wonder if he'll pull a Joel Quenneville.
And what? Oversee his team raping a teammate? I don't know.
Probably.
I don't know. Listen, the Leafs have history here. They I don't know how many years ago, but they busted a child sex ring there in the garage there at Maple Leaf Gardens. So they have a history. Yes. I don't know how many years ago. It's a while ago, but they yeah. So they definitely have a history there. So they can't say anything.
Larry, him having the no trade clause isn't going to do anything. He can waive it. It just means like when someone has a no trade clause, it basically says like, without your consent, they can't just move you.
Yeah, it's the no movement clause. The no trade clause means there's a list of teams that he will go to. So he'll give the list, and if this team is on there, no trade clause means nothing as long as the team's
Wild
on. Right?
about to make their pick.
So
Well, the no movement clause is very similar too, but I think the difference is that
no movement clauses. You can't move them even down to the minors without their approval.
yeah, that's the difference.
Yeah.
But I think you could still
Well, you can ask them. No, you can ask them to waive it, of course,
Mhm.
but they have to waive it, and you can't move them anywhere with a no movement clause. But sure, they can waive it. I mean, Carey Price waived his for the Seattle expansion to let the team protect Allen, so it can be done.
Dubas is a comedian.
No,
He's
Dubas.
got
I see. I call these Dubases. So that's what I think
Minnesota
of them.
Wild selected Nila Yurov.
Danila Yurov. He fell there. Right?
Mhm.
That's the guy I was saying. I thought had fallen, but I didn't think he was rated pretty high, ranked pretty high. He fell a lot, but that's because he's in the KHL. Although he's at the draft, so physically he's here, but he's playing for a KHL team. So I don't know how easy that is now to get a player away from the KHL teams. Maybe that's a problem, and I think that's the reason this guy fell this far. I don't know anything about him. I just know that he was ranked a lot higher.
Hey Rick, Nolan wants to know your thoughts on the Dach trade.
Nolan, hey Nolan. My thoughts on the Dach trade. Well, I'm sorry to see Romanov go. That's number one to have to get. I think I think there's hope there. Dach was a high pick. Still has promise. He's young, so I don't know anybody can call him a bust yet. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so disappointed with that they didn't trade. They didn't get right. So I don't know how to answer that yet. I have to refresh myself with Dach, but he's big body, good promise there. I think I'd rather take the chance with Dach than have tried to sign Pierre-Luc Dubois. So there's that. Yeah, I think there's good promise there. I think I'm going to trust in these guys that they know what they're doing. They have a plan. They're executing that plan. I'm going to trust in that right now. Will KHL ever exist again? They might not. I don't know what's going to happen there. But I think it's going to keep Baybay is going to keep some teams away from picking KHL players, I think. So there's that. Did I answer your question, Nolan? I hope. Sorry?
Many like the Olympics, they ban players from the KHL. I mean, they're boycotting that Russia very, very aggressively. So
Right.
it all depends on how that war in Ukraine pans out. But their economy is. I mean, it's a shame because some of those players, that a lot of those individuals in that country don't support the actions that are happening right now. But I digress.
But you can't blame the sanctions. I mean but I don't think the NHL has done anything like that. But I just think teams don't want to have to deal with what might happen or how they might have to, or wasting a pick like that because they can't get the player out of away from the KHL team. Although the KHL might not exist, so that might not be a problem. Also, right? I don't know.
The Mrazek trade is official now. So Mrazek and 25 to the Hawks for 38.
Okay.
Blackhawks are now on the clock.
I wonder why Toronto would want to trade their way out of the first round. I don't get that.
I don't think.
Well, no, now they'll go to their fans and say, "Hey, look, we can get out of the first round! Yay!"
Yeah, like I said, that's the only way they were getting out of a first round, I guess.
I just don't think they'll have the capacity to keep taking first round picks with the potential of them being good. I mean, if you look at
trade it, okay, but you could trade the guy or something, trade his rights. I mean, why wouldn't you want? I guess that's what they did, but they didn't. What did they get?
No salary retained.
But what did they get?
Trade.
So what they were trying to do was get rid of Mrazek. This just says they wanted to get rid of Mrazek. This was the only way they could do it.
Yeah, no, but just, aside from that, like why they would want to trade out, I mean, they could potentially get a player that's impactful. I mean, when you look at some of the late first round players, they're also pretty good too. David Pastrnak is a good
but
example.
so what's wrong with that though? So then, I mean, it's they so desperately don't want to move one of those top 4 guys that they don't like. I don't get it.
I think it's because they're all young. That's the thing.
I guess
they want to win now, and they have. I mean, personally, I think they have the capabilities to win now if they were to ever suck it up and actually get a decent goaltender that didn't kick rocks or let in 50 goals per game. But
I guess I don't know. Pat, my friend Pat says that it's cap space, and that makes sense because they got cap issues.
Yeah, and they're not retaining any salary either.
No, this was a cap. This was a salary dump. I just, I guess that's the way they could move. And who are they going to get at 25? I don't agree with you that the fact that the guy might be good because you could trade that guy, right? If he's good, you can get something. So I don't know, but are they that stuck on those 4 guys? Matthews is leaving as soon as he's able.
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh yeah, Matthews is leaving as soon as he's able.
Blackhawks about to announce their 3rd pick of the first round.
Oh yeah, we're at that 25 pick already.
Larry, you mentioned something about Mrazek.
Stack of the prospect pool.
Sorry?
Larry mentioned something about Mrazek being awful in Detroit. I mean, he was actually decent in Detroit if you look at his numbers. And and then you mentioned Jimmy Howard was not much better. You're right. He was exceptionally better. I mean, Jimmy Howard was
he was a good goalie. There were some years there. Jimmy Howard was a good. Yes, he was a really good goalie. Yeah, to say Jimmy Howard was not good, I think you're wrong there, Larry. Yeah, there were some years Jimmy Howard was really good.
I mean, he definitely didn't age well. He wasn't one of those goalies.
No.
He's not a Carey Price that aged well, but he was.
But he was underrated for a while there.
Yeah.
He was very underrated. I mean, I'm a numbers guy, so I always looked at people's numbers and read the numbers and shit. So, he was pretty good. He was pretty good. So,
the Chicago Blackhawks select Sam Rinzel.
Oh, Sam Rinzel, defenseman from he's a high school kid, Chaska High. The USHS, it says MN, so I imagine he's from Minnesota. 6'4", 181, right shot defenseman.
Gotta be a hell of a defenseman to be in high school and to be picked.
Well, you know what? I've seen this happen before, and the guys usually turn out to be pretty good. So, well, listen, Struble and Harris or Struble came out of high school. We got him.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure one of those guys was a high school guy. So I think it was Struble. So, so it's not – listen, the guy probably pretty good. I think he was ranked higher, so he dropped a bit. So Montreal's on
number 1 high school prospect in the country.
Montreal on the clock now. So what happens here? Did they draft Brad Lambert?
I don't know.
I mean, there's a guy that
kind of insane that the Blackhawks have already had 3 picks in the first round.
Yeah, but
I mean, they're really going like full on scorched earth.
Scorched earth rebuild, yeah.
Many good.
Yeah, I don't know how much, but it's rebuild, so it's obviously first year. They got time to make it work.
Yeah, their moves though have been very questionable. Moving DeBrincat, who's only 24, moving Kirby Dach, who's only 21.
Talk was that they were going to move DeBrincat though.
Rinzel is going to be playing NCAA hockey at the University of Minnesota.
My buddy Pat says they're going D here. The D that I see that they might go here, there's 2 guys. I'm thinking they might go with Tristan Luneau. Gatineau, from Gatineau of the QMJHL, 6'2", 190, right shot.
Mm-hmm.
I had him here for Edmonton, but I think maybe if they go D, that might be who they go. Or the other guy that's here that's ranked high is Ryan Chesley of the US NDTP. 6 foot, 201, and also right shot. If they're going D, it's going to be a right side defenseman, in my opinion. What do you guys? What say you guys?
I mean, if you're moving on from Jeff Petrie, you need a right D man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a right D if they're going that way. Is there a forward out here that I like that I know of, and I don't know. Honestly, The only guy here, as far as on forward, that I see that I would be interested in them taking would be the guy that they're not going to take, and that's Jack Hughes. So I don't know.
Is that another one of the Hughes brothers?
No,
It's,
it's
Ken Hughes' son.
his kid.
Oh.
So, and he said he's not drafting him, although he did leave it open that if he's the best player available, and my guys tell me that, then we'll do it. So that could happen here, but I kind of don't think so. So, yeah, I'm going to say Tristan Luneau. I'm locked in, guys. How about you guys?
I don't have a first round pick. I can't talk. I'm going to run that joke till it's dead. It's already dead, but still.
It's okay. What say you there, Mr. Matt?
But I will say, Rick, I agree with you. It has to be a defenseman.
Yeah, I think it'll be a D here. Considering
Yeah,
all the other
Tristan Luneau
moves.
makes sense.
Considering
And
all
I mean,
the
I
moves.
think you have to take. And I know it's kind of the cliche, but he is Quebecois. So I mean, they
No,
kind of
he
have
is.
to. You
He
know,
is.
it would make the crowd erupt.
It would be something that would probably do that. Yeah.
Canadians are on the clock.
on the clock. They should have their pick in already. I don't have any lists of any other. That's why I can't. Like, they might go beyond what I had.
And the pick is in.
Pick is in. That didn't take long as far as that.
Jack Hughes.
Is it?
No. I have no idea. I'm just fucking with you.
I kind of
Oh,
want
I
them.
can't see that
I
word.
tell you the truth. I kind of want them to take him. At this point, I kind of do.
Cassian to the Coyotes for looks like 3 picks, a second and third rounder, and first rounder maybe. Yeah, no. Looks like 2 seconds and a third for Cassian.
For Cassian, that's a pretty good haul for Cassian.
That's an overpay.
Yeah.
I wonder what Dubois did or Dubas did in the bathroom to the guy who got the trade. Like, Christ, did he get a little rub and tug? Or
A
like,
little reach around. A little Toronto reach around, man.
what is it that from that new Hulu show or whatever that Shoresy says, give your jiggly bits a tug there, Bal? Or
Yeah,
something?
there you go. Give your balls a tug.
Yeah. Give your balls a tug there, bud.
We were live streaming the draft the other day.
The Habs were up for their pick the other day.
Oh
The
man.
Habs drafted Juraj Slafkovsky the other day.
Yes. Come on, let's hear the pick. Then we can pretty much go. I think once we hear this, we're at 4 hours. So I didn't eat supper yet, so my stomach says we're going after this pick. Because it's what, 26? There's still 6 more. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I think that's what we'll do.
All right,
We'll talk about it first, and then we'll.
There's Marty. There's Nick.
Nick's going up for all these picks. He's the next captain, people.
Oh no,
Messar.
he's not up there. He's not up there for this.
They're taking Philip Messar. Winger center from Slovakia. Are they trying to go for a Slovakian line?
Yep, the Montreal Canadiens select Philip Messar, right wing, Slovakia.
Yeah.
So then
He's,
they probably are going to move on from another right wing.
He's 5'10", 176.
That's
Well, I don't think he'll be ready. He'll be a couple of years, I would think.
That's small. Only 176 pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's put on another 15.
All that
According to the
waiting.
graphic they just showed, he's 167.
Oh, well, he's never going to see NHL ice, dude. Holy crap.
Yeah.
He is, wow, they're showing his highlights. He can fly.
Yeah, that's great until he hits a brick wall and then just goes poof.
Well, he might need a couple of years to develop, and then you never know. Yeah, not a defense. Surprising there. Oh, well. So, I mean, next up, they don't have another pick tonight. So that's, unless they make a trade, that's it. They're done. They've shot their load for the night. Yeah, I found that very underwhelming, that pick. So, all this waiting, that was an underwhelming pick. Well, big night though. I mean, there's a lot of change has come to the Montreal Canadiens. Woo. That's a lot of change. And you can only imagine that training camp is
Vinny Lecavalier.
training camp's going to bring us a lot more change.
So, what's Vinny Lecavalier's role? Because he's with the guys on the
he is a special advisor to the GM.
Very nice.
That doesn't surprise me. Him and Martin St. Louis were on the same championship team.
Yeah. No, there's definitely no. Vinny is. I think he's a good addition here to the management group. Let's see. I mean, listen. I know everyone's disappointed. I am too. But let's see how that works out. This is a big change. Wow, this is a different team we've got right now. Right now, we got a hell of a different team. So, I think we're going to see some exciting hockey next year. I'm really excited. Even though it's not Shane Wright, I'm disappointed. I'm still excited about having that top pick and seeing how that works out. Now that we've drafted 2 Slovakians, would you say it's safe to assume we'll be picking up other Slovakians in the free agency or via trade? I don't know that you can assume that. It doesn't mean that they're going to go all Slovakian. I think if the players are who they're looking for, I don't think it matters where they're from. So I think it's probably kind of just more of a coincidence that of this. I don't think they drafted this last guy because he's from Slovakia to go with Slafkovsky. But then again, I could be wrong, but I don't think so. Anyway, that's where we're at. So I don't think we're going to stick around and wait for the rest of this because we're at 4 hours. So 4 hours is it's a good live stream. So there we go. I don't know what to add to this. I'll be doing some kind of videos over the next few days when I can get the time about this and my reaction to these picks. And so I'll be doing a little more about this. And yeah, once I get it, I hope tomorrow I wake up and it's like, okay, yeah, that's what happened. And we're good, but I don't know. And that's it. And then you want to add, either you guys add to this?
Not really, no. I wish they announced the captain. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed too that they didn't do that. But I think they did in that Nick Suzuki went up with them every time. I think that's their way of letting us know Nick Suzuki will be the captain until they officially announce it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think. So I'm thinking that they'll do that at training camp. They'll make that announcement. And yeah, there you go. So that's it for tonight. We are going to take off. Thanks everybody for hanging around this long with us. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, but it's done. And Juraj Slafkovsky is now a Montreal Canadien, and we will see how he looks next year on that line with Suzuki and Caulfield. So on that note, the schedule's out for the Habs. So the first game of the season will be on the 12th of October. The first game of the preseason is going to be on the 26th of September. So that schedule's out as well. So I'll be covering that game. Hopefully Matt will be there too. And we'll be doing, I imagine I'll be able to do those games. There'll be some TV coverage of the games. So yeah, our coverage of games starts again on the 26th of September. So keep that in mind. And that's it. I'm going to stop babbling here because I got to stop and we're at the end. Thanks for watching, everybody. Really appreciate that y'all were here. Stay safe out there.
Appreciate Harry for coming in, Cam. I appreciate you for coming in.
I was getting to that. I was getting to that, but I forgot. But I was getting to it. Yeah, thanks, Cam. I really appreciate it. It was a good, awesome job sitting in with us tonight. I appreciate that. Come back sometime and sit in with us again. I'd love to have that, especially a Boston Montreal game if you want to come in. That'd be good.
Thank you very much.
No, listen, that'd be a good
this is
idea.
fun. Thank you.
That'd be a great idea on a Boston. You're a Boston fan. We're Montreal. That'd be a great idea. So think of it. And so that's it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. All that stuff I say. And we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Have a good rest of the night. I don't know. Is it Thursday night?
See you guys.
Have a good one. Bye, everybody. Bye.